Are we live?
So many people here. We're live.
There are so many faces.
So many.
This is a sea of heads. What is even going on? I'll tell you what is going on. Hello. Welcome to the Mercenaries of Mischief / Too Many Warlocks crossover extravaganza. It's going on right here, right now. I, as always, am the benevolent Dungeon Master Puck, and it is a solemn day, one that has required two teams to put aside their differences and come together as a team, as they have always been. I'm just typing this up. So
we've never had any differences.
Yeah, no, really. But truthfully, I am here to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons with all of these fine people here. And I'm going to have to rip through introductions because there are so many of you. Joining me today is Kashano the Quick, Bard Extraordinaire. Also joining me is one Gilberta Fakin Knott. Also joining me today, Keith3 Tea Leaf. Also joining me today is Richard Bennett. Also joining me today is Redan. And then we also have Penn Wright, Guy, and Lilith Singer, flooding your screen with roleplay goodness.
I mean, actually, like looking at the stream, it just looks ridiculous.
I
love
it. I have it open too.
This is wonderful. All right.
Madam, do you recognize the person that stole your purse?
Yeah. This is
funny thing about that is every single person probably saw me pointing at a different person just then.
Yeah. Everybody's seen
it. But the viewers know.
When last we left our heroes, things were solemn. Things were dire. The Warlocks had traveled out in an effort to save Cookie. They had gone to a realm of undeath, only to find that they arrived just too late. And that Cookie's soul had been reaped by the pitiless one, the final scribe himself. Sadly, they went to return home when they were intercepted by one Owen Stone, who agreed to supply them with weapons that they could use against Mr. Blackwind. They saw some deadly automatons that killed without mercy and slaughtered an entire village of Thrycreen, and they returned home with Cookie's body. The Mercenaries of Mischief had just finished some revelries the night before. They had all celebrated the return of operations of the Mage Tower. They all came into contact with perhaps their own little apprentices that they will have in the future. Made some friends, but they awoke to find Cookie's Crab Shack completely inert. Everyone's special rooms have returned to their basic state, like a normal inn or tavern. And as they were downstairs checking on a weeping Spoonie and Tommy, Too Many Warlocks team came in the door, accompanied by Cookie's ninth wife, Black Cherry Borden. And they escorted Cookie's body back into the Crab Shack and laid it to rest in his room. And that's where we join our game now in progress. That's some heavy shit. So allow me to set the scene. It is morning. It is raining in the Deciphering Valley along the river. A large ship rests outside in the river, and the ever-present Crab Shack sitting outside Avalon Keep is dim and dark. Gloom hangs over everything. Things have been silent since Cookie's body has been returned to the crab shack. And slowly, the various representatives and people who have known Cookie have begun to funnel in to the main area and kind of take seats. And the mood is quite heavy. And nobody quite knows what to do. And I'll leave you guys open.
And that's the show. Thanks for coming.
That's
We're all
true.
just
Thanks
sad
for
for hours.
tuning in, everybody.
So just to verify, any conversations we've had in the RP channel this week did or did not happen?
They did happen.
Okay.
You can roll that out. Though that was the time. There's a slight time skip.
Yeah, I think of it as just sort of just shoehorn those in wherever we can skip over.
Yeah, if there's something particularly important that you need to go over. And I mean, if anybody's watching this not getting it, you need to follow our Discord. Just get in there. It's right down there. Get on.
But
Anyways, but
so just for the sake at like whatever point. So rather than being like, oh, let me just spend 10 minutes telling you about this thing, I can be like, remember how I told you about that thing?
Mhm.
We can just go over it.
All right.
Yeah, Guy's just sitting down at the end of the bar, having his breakfast pints, and I have summoned Twitch, and he's sitting on the bar facing me with a little tiny pint, and we're just sitting there quietly drinking our breakfast.
Okay.
What
Kind of in
what happened?
Remember how I told you what happened?
I mean,
We were too
Oh.
late, is what happened.
I thought he was immortal.
A soul is still a physical, well, that's not the term, but it's still there. Just because it exists on doesn't mean it can't be taken. It just means it has been removed from its current vessel somewhere else.
The pitiless scribe has it, eh? He thinks it's quite a prize.
So how do we get him back? Like where is he? Is he still in the realm of the undead?
This is one of the things we have to figure out, eh?
Also, has anyone protected the body in any way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We are.
Okay.
It has been dealt with. The cleric help us, eh?
Black Cherry speaks up. I have a couple healers on my crew. They took care of preserving the body for him.
And the scribe, he said, this is just the vessel, what inside he's got. So it kind of sounds like it's protected that way too, eh?
But Calazar did tell us that he may know of a ceremony, a ritual, if you may, that can reverse the process potentially, but we'd have to discuss that more in depth with him. And it would involve we'd have to get Blackwind to sit still for a while. And he's a lich now, so there's that.
You
So
leave that part to me, eh?
is Cookie inside of Blackwind?
That's the problem, eh? He isn't. So we got two problems here. One, Blackwind got to die, eh? He just got to die. That's easy. But that's not where Cookie's soul is. I don't know. Maybe the coin we got, maybe it pulled him back from Blackwind. But I think we need to do research. We need to talk to Cor and Walter and Tommy and anybody who know about this stuff, eh?
Calazar speaks up for a moment, and he produces the coin. He shows it to everybody. Kashano, Gilberta, this coin is very familiar to the two of you. This is the coin that you guys retrieved from the Wailing Tomb.
Yeah, I have one too.
He says, this item funneled Cookie's essence out of him and into Blackwind. This does not mean Cookie is inside of Blackwind. It's like if you had an oil lamp and you poured all the oil out of that one lamp into another. it's simply easier to put the one lamp out.
Gilbetta, do you suppose that Owen Stone meant for us to end up with that in the vault next to Blackwind?
At this point, I don't know what anybody's meant for anything to happen.
Wait a minute, you guys know Owen, you do dealings with Owen Stone. We just met him on the way back here.
Yeah, he was not a very nice guy.
Him and his robot, they kill a whole village, for no reason other than they want something that's in that village.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. There's Zhentarim.
What did the robot look like?
MT1.
Quite a bit like MT1, except special eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the sneaky one, they got the big fightery one.
So they've already used the plans.
What plans?
They stole the plans for MT1 from the Mage Tower.
Shit, that explain a lot then.
How many of those robots did you see?
There were 4.
What happened to the Mage Tower? Stolen?
What exactly happened on the physical side?
Somebody tunneled in to the basement, to the vault in the basement, and stole basically all of the necessary knowledge to build MT1.
Yeah.
Now, MT told us that it wouldn't be possible to build an exact replica of quite his.
Yeah, because
power
MT1 is
autonomy.
sentient.
But I don't think that anyone's looking for a sentient thing. They're looking for killing machines.
These were definitely killing machines. They did not have the personality that MT1 has.
Yeah, MT1 is sentient. He said that a lot of time and love went into his creation, but that the actual building of the robot and killing machines wouldn't take very long, but they wouldn't be exactly like him.
How long did it take for those robots to wipe out the village?
Negligible amount of time, I imagine.
How long does it take to mow grass?
Yeah.
And we have no idea how long they've had the plans. We know that the plans have been stolen because when they were gone by the time that we cleared the Mage Tower.
They could have been stolen at any point within the last 15 years.
Maybe we can talk to MT1 and see if there's any weaknesses with these robots.
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
Get more information about it. MT1 should know best.
Oh, speaking of weaknesses, we do have a whole bunch of what were they called?
Sun stars,
Clothing, sun, basketballs, They look like this.
Sunfire pods.
sun.
What are they?
What?
It's like concentrated sunlight. Should be able to use that against Blackwind.
Where did you find those?
The wraith form. They were in the town that the robots destroyed.
So
Also, as an aside, and she looks at Keither and she says, "Who the hell are you?"
Oh, I'm Keither.
Point.
Right?
Bet the rest of you, I don't know who the hell
Been
you are.
mentioned.
Manners.
I didn't want to step on y'all's introduction.
I'll start first. I am the great Lilith Singer. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Keither Tealeaf, swordswoman extraordinaire.
I'm Penathan Wright. I've already met 2 of you, but you,
Yes.
Miss Lilith, and you, sir, I don't believe I've seen you before.
Radan's not paying attention. He's playing with the phone.
Okay.
Radan, don't be rude. Introduce yourself.
Incredible.
Yeah. Okay. But so wait, this is my big issue here because we're talking all around this, but there's 2 things that don't make sense. The plans are gone,
Yes.
and who seems to be in control and having of those plans is Owen Stone and his master, Lord
Zhentarim, yeah.
Lord Zelos,
and
the
furthermore, he slaughtered a village and gave us an item to counter Blackwind with, but he might have been the one who put the coin here in the first place, and why?
The way that occurred is we were hired, actually shortly after we arrived.
Very quickly after we arrived.
To retrieve that coin from a hidden level in the Wailing Tomb. We successfully retrieved it. Despite some bumps along the way, we brought it back only to find Owen Stone say that it wasn't what they were looking for. We could do with it as we wish. Cookie thought it potentially dangerous. We opted to put it in the vault. We didn't know that Blackwind was in there. We didn't know who Blackwind was, which really brings me to some central concerns I think we need to address along in terms of introductions here. Why you, Tommy, you, Spoonie, you, Calazar, why none of you felt it pertinent to tell us that Blackwind was a founding member of this institution?
I don't talk about the black sheep and family either.
The fact that he killed also another founding member of this institution.
Calazar told us recently, but only recently.
We had to find out ourselves.
Yeah.
Maybe you should come take a look at the basement of the Mage Tower. Maybe there's something about the tunneling in that you can discover that we haven't. Actually,
we need to go back to that mirror anyway.
Start clearing it out. Oh.
What the hell is a mirror?
It's
not a mirror. What the hell is the mirror?
We have a mirror to the past.
It's a scrying mirror.
Yeah.
Of sorts. Yes. Can show past events.
Oh.
Huh.
Yes.
It is how we learned much of the story of Blackwind killing one of the other founders of the academy.
Oh,
I think it's important.
Which we know the other guy that was killed. We met him in the ethereal. His name is Cor, the paladin.
What?
You met him?
We met him. We have a small conversation with him. Now I know he's Blackwind's first victim. You can damn sure bet I'm having another conversation with the big guy. Eh?
In the ethereal.
I'm sorry. Can you? What? When?
So he's dead. He signed a after I'm dead, but my spirit will stay on part of the contract. You may have missed that. We missed that on our initial read through of the contract. But yeah,
that was in my contract.
Yeah, he signed on forever and beyond. Eh? So
I feel like he may have gotten a slightly different contract than us.
Maybe we should reread our contracts, because I don't know.
He's one of the founding member. He's the one that Blackwind killed. Eh?
From what I was explained by Wormspit, you all received a contract essentially entitling you to the physical aspects of the keep as the founding members, etc. When we signed our contracts, we were put in the whatever
dimensional spaces was the way it was.
Yes, the ethereal plane and then whatever between. That is our domain that we have to watch over, apparently. And
yes, but I don't think material realm addressed post-death ownership.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's besides the point. I really want to know what else these founding members here have been keeping from us, because it seems to me that had we been provided with all of the information up front, we may have had a much better chance of preventing Cookie's death.
I agree. I do feel like it is pertinent to let you all know. We obtained a bit of Blackwind through. We obtained a bit of Blackwind through an encounter in the Mage Tower, and we are currently using it to track him, and he is moving quite fast. He's actually over the Star Mountains right now, and we can only assume that he is growing more powerful. He is either trying to build an army or to gain power, and we can only assume he is coming here after that. after us, the keep. And I feel like I want to get to the bottom of this as much as everyone else, and as much information as we need to get to go into this well armed. But I think the pressing matter is that he's getting ready and he's coming. And that's something we need to acutely be aware of.
Right. So, Spoonie, what else do we not know about Blackwind? And the time for secrets and bullshit is far over.
Spoonie takes a deep breath and then says, "You know everything there is to know about Blackwind already. We're sorry we didn't tell you about him. But when one of your friends turns on you and kills your best friend, it's not something you bring up a lot in conversation anymore."
Why? Why? Is he evil? Is he a bad person? I mean, from what we've seen of him, we can only assume so. He's been terrible thus far, but did something happen to him? Was he cursed? What happened?
Does it fucking matter?
A little bit, because if that person, if there's something plaguing him and he's still the same person he was, then there might be a way to get him back without straight killing him, if there's any redemption for him.
As far as I am concerned, if he wants to redeem himself, he can do it with the Eternal Scribe.
I have to agree with Guy on this. I appreciate your forgiving spirit, Pen, but this is the risk is too big.
Yeah, I'm with Guy on this one also. Cookie, I had gotten close with Cookie, and this is.
What else is he going to be? He killed an immortal. Did he not?
Didn't technically kill him.
We
He
gave
gave
him,
his
I think.
soul away. He made it.
Tommy has been absent throughout these conversations. And he now emerges from the kitchen, carrying out 8 plates.
That's impressive as fuck.
Well, I mean, it's Tommy. He is a vampire. And he lays one out in front of each of you. And it's a simple meal. There's a cut of meat, some vegetables, and some mashed potatoes.
Thank you.
And Tommy says, before Cookie left, he prepared one last meal. He asked me to give it out to you when you were all together.
No.
Big forkful of food to Cookie.
Cookie.
As you all eat it, you hear a voice echoing in your minds.
I was gonna have us drink for this, but this works too.
No, buckle up.
I can't take it.
If y'all are hearing this, chances are I've gone away from this world. I wanted to leave something behind for you to have a good meal. And a little message. I need y'all not to worry about me. I've lived a long life and I've seen many things. And the truth is, the future, it ain't about me. It's about all of you. This place is more than a keep. It's more than a school. It's a home for people that ain't got nowhere else to go. It's a place where the bastions rise. And when the world says no, everyone else can find a home here. It's your place, and I want you to make it your own. I'm sorry I never told you about Blackwind. We're old, stubborn folks, and we always want to handle things on our own. I never wanted any of you to get tangled up in anything like this. And if I do it right, you won't have to. Take care of my keep, Take care of my friends. And look after the crab shack for me, will ya? You're the future. Do your best with it. And it's gone.
As this voice was starting off, Redan would have walked over towards Gilbetta and Kashano and just put an arm over each of them and just pulled them in.
Aw.
Richard is falling back on some old habits and is now beginning to drink and smoke heavily.
And sad.
Bobetta kind of like, she's really upset and she pauses for a minute and then she like scarfs down the rest of the meal, like, give me more, say something else.
Yeah, Guy's just sitting at the end of the bar in a puddle of guilt, just eating because he's supposed to. This is all his fault. You can read it on his face.
So,
Well,
one more thing about Blackwind, eh? He beat these guys. He beat Spoonie. He beat Core. He beat Tommy and all of them because he knew them inside out. Eh? They were his friend.
Doesn't know us.
He doesn't know shit about
That
us.
son of a bitch. He called me a bitch.
So we need to find out exactly what the old guard did. And we need to do not that. We need to be ourselves. We need to come up with a new solution for the problem. And we need to catch that fucker. And we're going to do it because we are the bait, eh? He
Sounds
want that
fantastic.
coin.
Luckily, we have 2 of those coins.
yeah, close-up scrutiny, the other one might not pass muster, but, you know.
It might be just enough to pass the initial. If any, can anyone put any kind of enchantment on it so that to a magical site, it would just look magical? It doesn't necessarily have to be anything.
So we're not
I did not take.
we're not going after. We're not going to try.
Oh, we're gonna try.
We don't have to go after him. He's coming after us, eh?
We listened to him one time and we let him go. Let's not listen to him and let's do what we think is right and bring him back.
I say we kill him on our own turf.
I'm
Okay.
talking about Cookie.
Oh,
That
obviously.
well, we have
Very
to,
confused.
we have to do this in order. I think everyone understands that while we respect Cookie's wishes, we're also going to throw that out the window and we're going to go. and
Not out
we're-
the window, momentarily on pause.
I mean, look,
Let's be honest. Let's kind of just fuck what Cookie thinks. We're bringing the bastard back.
Agreed.
Much. That's,
Cherry raises a glass of wine and says, I agree. He's not getting out of our wettings that easily.
Hmm.
so
That's why he left.
if the
Get out
idea
of him, girl.
if the idea
go,
with the
girl.
coin is to funnel the life juice out of Blackwind and back into Cookie, Cookie kind of needs to be alive to do that.
I think theoretically we could pour the essence back into the body and I think it would stay. We just wouldn't have the soul.
We don't even know where the essence is. We don't know if it's in Blackwind or whether the scribe have it. Eh?
It's
Well, and we might be able to, because Cookie was immortal because of a curse put on him by
Cyric.
Yes, who said he would live as long as to see the adventuring lifestyle end. So if we can convince Cyric that he's not upheld his end of the bargain, perhaps.
Exactly, yeah. That, I think, is how we get the soul back. Eh? We convince Cyric that the age of adventure is not over. Eh? To do that, we need to keep adventuring.
So I don't.
We also need to kill those fucking robot thing, because if they take over from us, then adventuring, it is over.
I
If
mean,
a soulless beast like that can do what we do, then we are no more, eh?
Look, people have
Just
been
adventurous
concerned about
lives are at stake.
machines putting them out of work for most of my life. It hasn't happened yet. I'm not too worried about it happening
No,
now.
go ahead. It's fine. This is
No, the quiet one, she tried to say something, eh?
Oh, sorry.
She's usually not this quiet. I just fair warning.
I don't know. I know her for 2 minutes. She stand over there and try 3 times to say something.
it's a solemn moment.
Is focusing our
Good,
attention
what?
on getting Cookie back the best use of our time? Would it not be better served finding allies?
We got to fix this world before we bring him back, eh?
Well,
If Blackwind's coming after us either way.
We
Oh,
need
yeah.
to handle that first.
He's coming, eh? All we do is prepare, eh? We get ready as
We-
hard as we can.
We've got a somewhat semblance of army of goblins here.
I have a very important point to bring up because I wanted to go after Blackwind immediately while he was fresh, new, and weak. Like, didn't have an army, didn't have anything, but I was talked against it. The only way I will agree to stand on the keep and do this is I do not want William or Melissa here at all. They're
Yeah,
going.
they should go
I
someplace
don't want
safe.
Who's
any
that?
of the
Which ones
innocent.
were that?
They all
Willie-
got to go, eh?
the Brewers.
Oh, okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, the goblins, they go too. They are innocent, eh?
You don't drag children into war.
I
Actually,
don't want to start a war. I want to have a fight. Us?
him. What's the one thing the old founding members would never do?
Have goblins because they're racist. I'm kidding.
Blow up the keep.
Stabbed himself several times in the chest.
What
I
the
mean-
fuck?
Maybe blow up, but just abandon the keep. If we can make it
Just
look
come and find
abandoned,
us wherever we go. Eh? He has to have this coin. It's the only thing that we know of in this world that can hurt him.
So
I
are,
mean,
are,
and
you
he's heard him now, though.
are you suggesting that we make it look abandoned and try to trap him into thinking it's safe?
it's a possibility. I'm throwing out ideas.
We can make it keep the trap since I don't think he'll be expecting what Katana was saying, make it a trap.
We must
Well,
we must
like-
however keep in mind that Blackwind will still know the keep better than us.
This is
With a little
true.
help, I can
But-
actually entire enchanted forests work around that.
we should study more
The
about
tree guy.
liches.
Yeah, who knows anything definitive about liches?
MT1 speaks up.
We need to
Oh,
talk
he's
to
here.
him.
Yeah. Oh, he's here. Liches are generally wizards or spellcasters that have made pacts with otherworldly beings for eternal life. They're granted dominion over smaller undead and wield a wide variety of magics. Mr. Blackwind is different. He is a part wraith, part lich. He can shift between the two forms, from what you're saying.
Can he shift planes? Do we know?
Uncertain, although it's not impossible for such a lich to have those powers.
How secure is the ethereal keep?
There's a
Ethereal.
lot of people on the. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The ethereal keep is well defended. Many past members reside there. And though it does not hold much strategic value, it has occasionally been assaulted by otherworldly creatures.
Well, I'm concerned about it as a point of entry. If he can shift planes in, get into the ethereal keep, shift planes into ours, he's inside. So
yeah, I don't think he
defense-
wants to deal with a patron.
How do we break the pact?
Oh,
Pardon?
Oh,
wait,
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, what
What do you mean deal with a patron?
Richard.
So, long story short, the woman who saved my life, my patron, my goddess, my lady, sort of moved in.
Oh, right.
Richard,
what I don't
do we know, Richard, that this isn't the threat she was warning us of? Is this potentially what she was concerned about?
Can one of
This
you
is
hold on?
exactly what she was talking about. She made it very clear.
Making a pact with people's shit. Explain to me what the fuck he just said.
I'd kind of like to think we're just having a warlock moment. They're all asking questions. Did you? And with we and what?
Meanwhile, Kashano in his head just over and over, fucking warlocks. Fucking warlocks.
Yeah, pretty good.
Exactly what I said was going to happen.
So, do we
Let
know?
me get this straight. You are arguing against having 4 demigod on your side?
Are they on our side? Are they on my side?
We are on your side, and
For the
they are
most part.
therefore on your
But
side.
aren't you always on your patron's side? Isn't that kind of
That's
so?
why
If they tell
the-
you to
for
be
the
on the
most
other
part
side,
is-
don't you have to be on the other? I mean, I'm just saying.
That just makes us predictable, eh? Unlike you fucking people who can change your mind any second you want.
Oh, don't even. No. Salune will have my fucking head if I change
Yes.
my shit around.
So
Word
you
gets
understand
around
how it's different, eh? You got the
Word-
god, I got the
Word
god.
gets around
What's
about
Yeah,
you.
except I didn't make a pact with her.
As
far as I can tell,
I've been
the warlocks
imbued
have
with
saved-
magic from birth.
If you
Look,
stop
look.
being
Yeah.
The difference is you have an employer, we have a sugar daddy. That's it.
Yes, that's what it was.
being a
That's,
good cleric, does your god cut off your magic?
if I become bad,
Turn
yes,
into an asshole, did she cut you off, eh?
she can.
So how's that different from us?
Because that's if I become an asshole. Your god, your patron may just say, "Be an asshole, or I'll cut you off."
Your goddess
If
could
our
do the
patron
very
wanted us to
thing.
be
making
assholes, we'd be
assumptions,
assholes
Rebecca.
already, eh?
Yeah,
I
my
mean, he
patrons-
already is.
Look, I'm just saying.
Most of the people in this room are in one form or another an asshole. That's why we're all here.
I mean, have you met Kashana?
I've met all of you.
Unfortunately, we've met Kashano, yes. And you.
Beside the point, though, as much as this bickering is getting us, we have 4 patrons we were warned and compelled to bring to the keep on the ethereal side. It's on the other side of the fence, but they are planning on going there as soon as K3 and I kick out the kinks.
Technically,
So,
it's 5
okay,
patrons.
so what are you? So, are you suggesting we try to fight this battle on the ethereal side? What are we doing here?
We're just saying that might be... We might need to get in contact with our patrons, which some of us are having easier times than others. But, you know...
Yes, we won't say who that's easiest for. No, definitely not me. Nope.
Oh yeah, the one that
You
just
are
said.
kept on the shortest leash, Richard. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We don't
Yes,
get to
no.
decide
And
where
her
the
husband's
fight
gonna
is.
kill me. It's
In
lovely.
order
I
for
love
me
it.
to talk with Salune, I have to go to a temple in Waterdeep and sit at the
Well, occasionally when you lay in the river, that happens too.
Yeah, it has to be some real deep shit in order for her to fucking.
All right. If you all don't mind, there's some pertinent information that has yet to come up. So, we've addressed that potentially Owen Stone and Lord Zelos are aiding Blackwater, have some interest in him coming back and destroying us. Because they did lead to us putting the coin in there. Whether that was intentional, unsure. However, they seem to have intercepted you now and have offered some assistance in defeating Blackwind. So,
They want everybody to fight each other so they can take over. That's easy.
it's kind of relevant, though, to see exactly what side they're on. Most likely they're playing both sides.
They're on their own side. Eh?
Lord Zelos, I've found out, is a high-ranking member of the Zhentarim. I found this out because he was the signatory on a contract that I was kind of fucked into making with them. Here are the details. There's a man running an organization known as the Rogues Order Black Hand. They have come to power in Waterdeep to a point that has made the Zhentarim uncomfortable. They've been trying to remove them without, making a scene because that's how they roll. They have inscripted us to perform that task. I happen to have a history with this gentleman. I happen to already have sent an invitation to a meeting with him before I spoke inadvertently with the Zhentarim. But basically, if he is no longer running the Rogues Order Black Hand in Waterdeep, our organization anyone bearing our insignia has a free pass from the Zhentarim for eternity. They cannot move on us. They cannot take out contracts against us. They cannot take contracts that others tried to take out against us. We are free and clear from being attacked by the Zhentarim.
You have allied the Avalon Knights Academy with the fucking Zhentarim, the worst people on the surface of this planet?
That is not what I have done. What I have done...
Just said you did.
No, what I have done is I have potentially bought us immunity if we succeed at this task.
So all we have to do is kill the baddest guy in the baddest group in all of Waterdeep. And then maybe they don't kill us.
Araldo is not.
We don't have to kill him. We need to get him out of Waterdeep. So if I meet with him,
plan to do that? He run the Black Hand.
I plan to explain the situation to him and explain how becoming a subsidiary of our organization grants him eternal immunity from the Zhentarim. He can take over any other city he pleases.
Oh boy.
You want to play the Avalon Knights Academy against both of the baddest group on the whole planet. You want to dance the dance between those two.
Just on the record, no one else was anywhere near when this deal was made. Just clear.
I'm dealing just with what he's telling me right now. Right?
If the deal falls through, I die. That's the only consequence.
Like immediately in a magic way, or they'll come after you way?
No, immediately in a magic way.
So I assume then that the deal don't come in. They don't have to do their side of the deal until after you do yours, eh?
The Fey have a lovely expression.
They destroyed the Black Hand. The Zhentarim can kill us at their will.
They need to uphold their side of the deal as I continue to uphold mine and make
It's like hands on faces.
You are not upholding anything. The contract don't make them work until you get rid of this guy.
I am working.
And see, here's the, if we had it in writing, I'd be able to read it.
This was a verbal contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it wasn't writing. It was ethereal. What do you want?
But you don't have the right. You don't have it.
Okay, first of all, I don't want to hear a single one of you four complain about somebody making a contract that might affect others. All right, you can all fuck up on that front.
On what ground?
My team
contract affect all of us. Eh?
Yes, your contract affects all of us. You're inviting Fey beings into our home.
Excuse me.
To be perfectly honest, I didn't invite her. She just sort of...
Your presence invites her.
You have
Lilith,
issues.
please speak, yes.
Free men.
I believe Miss Lilith was trying to speak.
Very aware.
So we are basically doing everything that Lord Zealous wants us to do. You signing the contract, us moving the Black Hand. If we can somehow get you out of that contract, Koshano, and then get back in touch with the Black Hand and join the Black Hand in Waterdeep and destroy Lord Zealous there, since he fears them, that's not part of his plan.
He doesn't really.
It's something. We just need to figure out how to get you out of that contract.
I look at it this way. I can go sit down with Araldo, offer him the opportunity to roll his organization into a subsidiary of ours and destroy the Zhentarim, or he'll kill me.
Do you honestly think Cookie would want the Black Hand to be part of the Avalon Knights Academy? I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's going to stop the end of adventuring,
the door slams behind me.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. A temporary alliance. And then we'll deal with the Black Hand after that. That would also give us some time to figure out more about the Black Hand if we do start to work together with them to get rid of Lord Zealous and machines and other things that he's concocting.
Joanna's gonna run after Guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a minute. You guys enjoy this talk. I'm gonna...
Is there a way of turning Blackwind onto Lord Zealous? Like, hey, Lord Zealous seems to be wanting Blackwind and us to take one or the other out. Is there a way to play his game?
shift it back on him and the other way. Yeah, I like that plan too.
What
Ow,
does Blackwind want?
But how?
the coin.
I mean,
Cook Calazar speaks up at that question. He says, Blackwind and I were closer than most other people on the team. We were both spellcasters. He always wants to be better than what he is. And he wants to leave what he was behind. This place is the last memory of that.
Mm.
He wants it to go away. It is a symbol of the weak creature that he used to be.
To the rest of you, all I can say is Lord Zelos is very high on this list, but I believe Blackwind is the most immediate threat. And honestly, we need to handle the rest as soon as possible, but we can't divide up right now and start trying to do different projects. We need to focus on this because he will come and he will wipe us out if we aren't ready. A lich is nothing to run your whatever over. Can't think of a good phrase, but you know what I mean.
Oh, right. That's why I think reinforcements would be valuable.
I'm afraid though that that's throwing us out of the frying pan and into the fire, because once the smoke clears, who's to say they won't turn on us or that we won't? It's just very risky to pull in people like that.
You're also arguing over something that's already been signed. We're wasting time.
Well, the contract's been signed. How we go, what we do about it is totally up to the group.
I was about to say, remind me again, because I was having a very hard time following. What is the end all be all of this contract? What is your end that you must uphold to not die?
I must remove Araldo from control of the Rogues Order Black Hand in Waterdeep.
And is it pertinent that it is done now as opposed to later?
I mean, just knowing the way the Zhentarim do business, I'm sure that if it's not done in a reasonably timely manner, there will be motivation applied. But that being said, as long as it's taking steps forward, so securing our own keep would definitely be a thing that needs to be done to complete that task. Possibly gaining reinforcements might need to be done, gaining some other sort of power or weapon to use, sensibly use against them. Could all be seen as doing the job.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but we have an entire manslayer tribe that has recently joined.
With them, all ranks here are about 900 goblin and goblinoid forces. And kobolds, too, apparently.
Cool. So, you know, that
Those what we got.
seems like army-sized to me.
We have the numbers right, but are they skilled enough? Otherwise, we're just throwing people into the fire. If they're not properly trained to fight in a lich or other robots.
How much time do we think we have before Blackwind arrives?
I turn to Calazar. He's seen as much of the tracking as I have. I mean, I can go look at it again, but
I don't know. He might take his time. He's a planner. He could be here tomorrow. He could be here 3 weeks from now.
that's not helpful.
He's not going to
Calazar.
want to come until he's certain he can win.
Calazar,
Yes.
you were mentioning that Blackwind wants to, I guess, destroy this place due to memories. How can we use this place against him exactly? I feel like you were coming up with some idea, but then
he lived here. He was another person here. It was the pursuit of the knowledge and the capability to be something more than what he was that consumed him. I don't know what else we can use against him besides his hunger to become more powerful.
what room did he stay in? Maybe instead of memories, it's something that he wants to get rid of that we should not find.
He stayed in the main keep.
Jabetta, do you think we can use your pet dog thing?
Jabetta left.
Jabetta's gone.
Jabetta left with Richard and Guy.
Yeah.
Where did everybody go? Should we take a break until everyone returns, or try to get our thoughts sorted out when everyone comes back?
I don't look, getting this many people into a room caught up on all of this without someone removing themselves, this seems kind of just inevitable. Does anyone have any experience with siege tactics?
Richard kind of does.
Richard kind of does, but he ain't here.
Not there, man.
Touching you pup beforehand. Shoot.
Well, in that case, he's going to turn towards... I'm gonna turn
MT1 and Kalazar are both, MT1's like, I have extensive knowledge in combat strategy. And Kalazar is like, we did a couple sieges back in the day.
Okay, Kalazar, tell us exactly what you would do in this situation.
What I would do?
Yes.
Suggestions are open.
I would leave and hide, but that's who I am.
Well, I was going to say we're going to do the opposite of whatever you would do, but
that's what I wouldn't. I would not attack if I'm not an aggressive person.
That idea is not completely wrong.
Blackwind.
We have children here. We need to find an alternative in case, worst case scenario, we don't succeed. We need to protect the people here.
We're sending anyone away that is not fit for fighting or that does not wish to.
Where?
Well, we can send William and I forgot her name.
Melissa.
I can send them to my parents.
You have parents?
Does everyone?
I don't remember. I wish I did.
I'm sure you do.
Richard was ripped away as a child, so
I wish I didn't.
Parents?
E3 is the only D&D character ever that has both of her parents still alive.
Yeah, for real.
I love it.
We actually have like a lot of characters here that have parents. Okay.
Yeah, no, like
Richard might have parents, but he doesn't know who they are.
do you have parents?
I mean, like Redan.
Him could have been in the same town where he forgot everything and he just wandered off because he can't remember.
I got parents, but I don't like them.
Yeah, she's got a bad estranged. Let's go with estranged.
But they're alive.
That's
Most
why we're
parents are just dead.
That's why we're warlocks. We have daddy issues.
That's what sugar daddy comes in.
Shit, man. I'm just at the point where we need to start making moves. And the interesting thing is now that there's all 8 of us here, we could theoretically even break off into 2s if there were enough tasks. I still believe we're all competent enough in pairs if there were that many things. If not, we can divide off in bigger numbers. But I feel like we need to actively be preparing for this, whether it be going and trying to fulfill your contract or whether it be finding alliances or just fortifying the keep here while we're here. What have we got? Fuck, are the walls wood or what? I don't know.
They're cobblestone.
We've got cobblestone walls. That's good, but it could be better.
Well, no matter what we do, I think we should come up with some way of signal that Blackwind is here or set up a watch.
I mean, we have to expect he's coming with an army of the undead.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, are there any, like, adventurers buried on the grounds here?
MT says, no, adventurers of the Avalon Knights are not buried. They are cremated.
Okay, good.
I have two things to say. One, I agree with Penn. We need to pick a direction and go. It doesn't matter how good of an idea it is, we need to move. The second, in the Mage Tower, I've been bringing oil out. We can surround the keep with the oil. And in the event of an attack, we detonate it.
Yes.
And then Redan just goes back to playing with the dog.
When the dog is loving it.
I'm gonna go check on the others. Try and bring them back so we can come up with a consensus on this plan.
You take a break.
All right. Black Cherry says, yes, I think we all need a little bit of time to process what's going on here. I will be on my ship. And she takes a long drink and slowly trundles out to go to her ship.
I want to go to that ship.
All right. So now that the hard discussion has gone on, the keep is open to everyone as you want to mill about. I'll give you the NPC locations. Tommy and Spoonie are inside of the Crab Shack. Wormspit and Agbach the Manslayer are tending to what is left of the wounded. They have already been heartedly tended to by both Gilbetta and Lilith. And Melissa and William are also aiding them. So they are at the Goblin Camp area. Calazar has gone out and he is walking around the main keep now. And nobody has seen nobody has seen Marcus Phoenix for a while.
Shocker.
He's probably in Lilith's room.
What was the last thing we sent him to do?
Well, the last people who saw him was the Warlock saw him after he was sent to go retrieve Black Cherry, and he was thrown off of Black Cherry's ship, bound up like a
All
cocoon.
tied up.
Oh my god.
That
That's
was our
hilarious.
last happy memory before things went to shit.
Has Philip arrived yet?
Philip has not yet arrived.
All right.
Before we take break, it was Key 3 and Penn that were the only ones left.
Wait, are we
Like
jumping into a stream break? Is that what's
Oh
going
no,
on?
we're not doing a stream break, right? You guys are breaking from talking, so you guys can separate.
Okay.
Lilith wants to approach them.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
Key 3, Penny? Penn?
Penny.
Let's keep it with Penn.
Oh, I like Penny.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I only want this now. Okay.
If anyone tells Richard that he is going to fuck Penn for the rest of his short life.
I will take your arm.
Try me, Penny.
I hate everyone.
So Lilith wants to stop them before they exit out of the conference room, I guess I'll call it. And just like, I've talked to Melissa and I couldn't ask her in detail, but she said that you rescued her and that she was locked away. By who?
Splice? The lab?
We effectively dealt with at least most of their operation. It's in the Star Mountains, but we released everything that we could while we were there and effectively started a riot after killing who I assume was their lead scientist.
Winthrop Consar was his name.
He was
And
weird.
You said you killed him.
Oh yeah. Look, I don't take any pleasure in it per se, but
I do.
He was like me. If
Before
I
she
was,
lets you finish, she gives you a hug.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Cue Radan's jealousy.
I was literally thinking that
Ta-da!
And then she'll go hug Key3 too and be like, know that you're always going to be on my good side. I thank you for stopping evil men like that. Men
Thank
like
you.
that needs to go. And she's going to walk off to her room.
Aw.
Gonna look at Keith and be like, that's the other team.
I guess we did good.
Of course we did good.
Very good. According to Lilith.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, Lilith wants to check out what the heck's been going on with that note she doesn't know about. That was there for God knows how long.
Oh yeah, fuck, we get to do that note now.
Oh my god!
hey, it's a month later.
It's so
I
long.
haven't been in my room for like 3 sessions now just to pick up a note.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
It's
Same.
better
All right,
that
team
way.
mob stuff.
Sorry, should I say it
No,
for
go
a
ahead.
different day?
No, go for it. Do it.
Okay, where is it now? Okay.
It is still inside the doorway.
I got it over here.
Lilith, I would like to explain my actions at Philip Filigrees. When I awoke,
Oh,
I discovered that you were the most inebriated. As such, I selected you as a recipient of my joyful exploit. Among my people, placing the rabbit I found in the Feywild in your arms as you slept would have been received as an invitation to begin an escalating competition of fooling. After contemplation, while I do not understand the reason why you felt offended, I am able to recognize that you were not amused. While many races reside with my people in the void, we do not accept outsiders into our fold lightly. In sharing the history of my people with you and the others, I have chosen you all as my family. As siblings to me, I am now comfortable to share the truest form of me, a playful and content man. Knowing that you no longer wish to be my family brings me great physical discomfort in my chest. My stomach feels like I have eaten on me. I will, however, respect your decision. As challenging as it will be, I will no longer see you as my family, and I will not select you for future playful moments. It is not my intent to offend you.
Were you guys able to catch all that?
whoa.
Radan, you big
Most
old
of it.
teddy bear.
This is adorable.
Okay,
Alright, so
yeah,
let
sorry, it's suboptimal.
Just want to make sure. That letter basically said because I refused to laugh at the dead bunny.
But I'm not sure adorable was quite the right word.
Yeah, basically, it's like because you don't want to be
Pranked.
pranked.
Yeah.
I'll stop seeing you as family because that's who he is, and
That's yeah.
That's how he identifies it.
You rejected him for who he is, basically.
pretty much.
That's it.
And then
Alright,
there's that
so
little
we'll go-
gem in there too.
Okay, great. I guess
great.
she'll go find yeah, oh my gosh, I'm picking up you guys' habits.
I'll forward it to you.
I will go seek Radan after that.
All right. You go, Secret Dan. Does anybody else want to have any other interactions while she's in transit?
Gilberta's fucking still chasing Guy down.
Okay. Richard, did
is
you?
out with you?
Okay,
He's off somewhere else doing
you-
some shit.
I imagine you guys are just kind of like taking a walk and cooling off on the grounds.
Yeah, when they come out the door, Guy's just hurling rocks at the sky, just just furious and sad and just overwhelmed, and all this emotion is just way too much, and he's just freaking out.
Okay. All right, Gilberta, that's what you're seeing. And Richard's. What is Richard doing?
Richard has kind of put his hand on a tree and is just slowly both melding and crushing it.
I see.
Gilberta's like, hey, Guy.
Oh, I didn't know anybody was watching. I look like an asshole. Eh?
No, it's fine. We are all in a bit of a state, I would say.
It's so much politic, eh?
Yeah. That's pretty much the way it's been since we've been here.
You were very quiet in there. What's your plan?
Well, my main goal is fucking kill Blackwind.
Okay, so we're on the same page for sure. Hey,
Fuck
Richard.
that guy. He fucking choked me in my fucking sleep.
Okay, so is it obvious to you like it's obvious to me? We don't chase him. He's too fast. We can't catch him.
Yeah,
And we know
I
he's
agree with you.
coming anyway.
I think we let him come to us.
And we know that the last time they lost because he know them too well, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't it make sense to you? We find out what they did last time. We make it look like we're doing the same thing.
Yes.
And then at the last minute, we flip on him.
Yeah. If we can figure out exactly what happened, I think that will give us a lot more insight into what we need to do.
Gilberta.
Because and we have to take into consideration as well that he is much more powerful this time than when all those years ago, because now he's just a full-blown lich.
Gilberta, we can't let this turn into a war, eh? This can't be a war. We can't have hundreds and thousands of people dying for this. It's not their problem.
It needs to be a one and done.
Us. We did this. We fixed this, eh?
She says, Gee, I always knew I liked you for a reason.
We were too slow. We could have got there in time. We're too late, eh? We said Kalazar, we lost Cookie.
But you can't. We have to move forward and figure out the plan from here.
I know.
We don't have. I know. I can tell that you feel tremendous guilt, but right now we don't have time for guilt. We have time for action and planning. And if we can pull this off successfully and get Cookie back, no matter what he fucking wanted, then there's not as much to feel guilt over. Because currently that's what you're feeling guilt about. Cookie is gone. But
I knew I like you for a reason, eh?
if we correct the situation, then he was only gone for a short time and not forever.
We fixed the problem, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how we get the rest of them on board?
I don't fucking know. Most of them are fucking wild cards as far as I'm concerned.
I want to go and talk. Hey, you ever been to the ethereal plane in this place?
No.
You want to go?
She says, I do. Fuck, let's do it. She says, I do need to speak to Riptide at some point and make sure that Riptide is actually how I found, I am a cleric, as you may have remember, but I've actually taken some training in druid spellcasting.
Okay,
so
just one question. Eh? What's a Riptide?
It's the dog.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay, that make more sense. Eh?
She says he's actually the reason that we knew Blackwind was starting to make moves, because he had seen black smoke coming up from the floor, and I told Cookie about it, and that's what set all this into motion. So trust me when I say you're not the only one that feels guilt.
Your dog can see him.
The dog saw more than any of the rest of us could.
Oh, Gilberta, we got a chance, eh? We can do this, eh?
Richard, this conversation's unfolding in front of you.
It's in front of me? I thought I was off in a distance.
Oh no, you're this is happening like right near you.
The crab shack's outside the keep, right? So the trees are right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even said hi to you briefly.
Yeah, I thought that was weird because I was farther away.
No, you're fine. Farther away or not, I'm pulling you into it.
You've become intrigued.
There now.
Yeah.
He kind of had to go see Richard was having to see his patron anyway, so he just kind of turns his head, Veronica!
And the flaming mane of this horse comes into the braided flaming mane, which is a remarkable task.
Mm-hmm.
Along with this incredible looking cart is pulled into view.
Jovetta says, what the fuck is that?
That's Veronica.
Who is Veronica?
Are you blind, woman?
Would we have heard him yell Veronica from in the keep?
Everyone would have heard it.
She was the spring steed, eh?
Tell me more about Veronica.
You know, when we went all to the place with the crazy rabbit and the egg and everything?
Yeah.
She's from there, right? She is part of the spring, the spring plane, but she is, as you can see, she's all black and red now, eh? Not exactly spring color. She's corrupted a little bit, eh? And so part of the process of uncorrupting her, she come here and work with us, but she can travel between the plane, eh? So can the cart.
Can you speak to her? Because it's a horse, right?
Yes, of course we can.
I
Who
cannot
is a
speak
pretty
to
girl,
her.
Veronica? Yes.
The horse just whinnies and like stomps its hooves a little bit.
There are two of us who can actually talk to the horse.
Speaking of which, at the sound of hearing him say that, I'm going to turn to anyone else who's in the crab shack. I'm going to be like, if you wish to go to the ethereal, now would be your chance. And I'm going to turn to Q3 and say, I intend to go just to see what more there is to gain over there, and I'm going to walk out the door.
To Lady Bella.
Jovetta says, hold on, she's like, someone get Riptide, and she like yells for Riptide.
Dad's gonna follow, but he's gonna say to Penn before he leaves, or before they start walking there, I would like to speak to you later.
Of course.
Riptide gleefully runs up and he sniffs at the horse, and the horse leans down slow and sniffs at him, and this kind of hot breath with like flecks of just like ash kind of come out, and they seem to like each other.
Jovetta's gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, you cast Speak with Animals, and the first thing you hear is Riptide being like, "Do you like sticks?"
Classic Riptide.
Your fur is hot.
Oh, I
So I can't hear the horse at all.
The horse is like, you are a delightful little creature.
Dan's just gonna walk up and try to hug the horse.
You can hug the horse.
Oh, absolutely.
Richard just kind of puts out a hand and goes, she doesn't really like that.
Yeah, he's not listening. He's
Does Richard know what she doesn't like?
Oh, I'm very aware she doesn't like this. I like this. Don't die, Veronica.
Oh, so you've met Lady Bella.
Open. I'm listening.
The parts that you hug her on, the flames actually retreat away from those so as not to burn you.
Oh my god, he's gonna try to climb on top of her.
No, no.
Veronica, to calm down. He's just a weirdo. It's
she
fine.
says, Veronica says, actually, I think my name is Lady Bella. This one is the only one that calls me Veronica, but thank you. It is quite all right.
Yeah.
Did we just see a half giant get kicked through the stable wall?
No, he's all right. He sits on. Thank you so much, BJ. You're the best.
And so Joanna's going to say, so you, Lady Bella, and Riptide, you both have been here for a while.
I have not been here for that long. I came from the realm of spring rather recently.
I mean, it's been long enough. Have you seen anything weird?
Nothing that strange since I've been here.
Okay. What about you, Riptide? What have you seen?
She is, to you, it sounds like she is like just making horse noises and barking and growling at these creatures. So
she did just tell me she was a bit of a druid, so at least it makes some sense.
Does everyone else talk to the animals now? Is this what's going on?
I lean into Kashana and I'm just like, Key3 and I can do it with our minds, man.
And Jovetta's like,
yeah, dude.
And Jovetta, like, especially since like nobody knows what she's saying, she's like, Lady Bella, what's with these warlocks? Are they cool?
they're very kind. They saved me when the corruption had driven me mad.
So you're less mad now?
Oh yes, I'm quite in control of my faculties, although I'm still a nightmare.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes,
but we can all be a bit of a nightmare sometimes.
No, literally, the type of creature I've become is called a nightmare.
I was just making a joke. It's fun.
Oh, sorry. I don't understand mortal humor.
I'll teach you. It's fun.
Oh, She's gonna get along great with Redan.
Why the long face?
The horse that he can't talk to.
I'm still hoping that mind reading comes into play right now and just on the horse.
Suddenly,
Can you? I'm gonna say. Can you do me a huge favor, Lady Bella?
What is it?
Can Redan's still on her back, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, can Riptide get up there so that Redan can have like this little moment of joy where he's riding you and Riptide is in his lap.
And she turns to Riptide and says, "Would you like to come up, little one?" He's like, "Oh boy!" She leans down low and he kind of climbs up on her and like kind of perches behind Redan, and like the tongue is way out, and he's just like,
Yeah, Redan is literally in heaven. He's like hugging the horse and petting the dog.
Richard is gonna get up on the
all for the fan art.
yeah,
kind of sitting. I cannot remember what the fuck it's called.
on the cart, on
The
the
seat where you
driver's-
ride the horse.
driver's seat cart.
That's
Saddle?
all it's called?
Yeah, sure, the cart driver's seat. Why not?
It's not a saddle. Saddles would be on the horse.
Let's say the cart helm.
The cart.
Yeah.
The head of the cart.
Yeah, there we go.
You're driving the horse. We got it.
Oh no!
By the way, take a good look at it now, because when we land in the ethereal, it looked completely different, even on the inside. And I get inside.
Oh, I wonder what Cookie's shack is going to look like in the ethereal.
Way to bring us down.
Yeah,
We
well,
were so happy.
on that note, while this
Sorry.
was all happening, because as soon as Redan started playing with the dog and the horse, and I saw this, if you would have been watching, which you probably weren't, Pen's face just went from kind of like bemused to just like very sullen, and he turns around and he pulls a jar out of his bag, but he's turned away from everyone.
Oh,
He walks back into
I've been waiting.
the crab shack, not to alarm any of the others, and he just walks up to Calazar, very solemn, and I'm just like, there's nothing. I tried, and I just kind of hold him out in this jar.
Calazar gingerly takes the jar from you and examines it for a moment. He doesn't speak. He says, "Thank you for keeping it." And then kind of tucks it aside and says, "I have some work to do."
Of course.
Well, Jabetta doesn't know shit about that, so she's just talking to like him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slowly turn back out and walk back out to the party at the cart.
Penn comes out and sees
guys
everybody
know.
chastise Key 3 for "Don't bring us down, Key 3." He's like, "Oh no." He just goes back inside.
Yeah, I just realized.
I am
Mom doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Phil, I am very sorry about that.
But
That
Jobetta
is
is
kind of
she's
funny.
gonna ask Riptide when if he noticed when the crab shack kind of changed, like the exact moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was asleep. Middle of the night.
She says, "So you woke up and it was different, like the rest of us."
Yeah. But my comfy bed is still there.
That's good. I'm very glad.
Did you lose a comfy bed?
It's just it was a Jobetta made bed. Now it's just a normal bed.
I'm sorry you lost your comfy bed.
It's okay.
No, stop.
It's all right.
You can use mine.
No, it's okay. No, it's fine. She's gonna say if people seem sad right now, because dogs have they can.
I feel everyone is very sad.
Yes, she says everyone is very sad, but we are going to do the best that we can to get everything back to normal.
I won't let anybody hurt anyone here. I'm a very good boy. Don't worry. I will protect you.
Oh God!
Oh, it's like Rolda, but a dog.
No. I can't take it.
All right. So who all is going to the ethereal plane?
I'm checking the cart first. I'm going, but I need to check the map that's on. It's the side panel, right? It's on the
map?
outside.
Yeah. Well, it's inside. There's a pedestal on the inside.
Yeah.
That shows this map. So if you go look at it, it's gone inert.
Why? I'm gonna tap it a little bit. Go look at the tentacle, wiggle it, whatever that takes.
The tentacle is turned into a piece of cloth.
Pardon.
Did he?
Oh no! Ooh woo! Oh God! Why?
Well, that was paid to us going to him anyway. We don't know where he is now. Now we can only wait until he come here.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the others. I don't know where he is anymore.
Why?
The map is. I don't know. He turned into plush or something. I'm not sure what's going on with
It's
it.
a plush.
Wait, isn't he able to like change his form?
Did he turn into a coat? And I hold up the whatever the tentacle turned into.
Do you want to examine it?
Sure, please.
All
Wait,
right.
maybe he did turn into a coat. If he goes from being a gaseous form to being a lich wearing probably, I mean, most liches have some kind of fancy clothes.
Oh my God, I could have a new coat.
So what?
Maybe don't make a coat out of the liches.
Maybe don't make a lich skin coat, no?
You're talking to a guy who is seriously considering attaching a crazed undead serial killer's hand to his wrist.
I was about to say, if any of this, I'm
Hasn't
gonna
come up in polite conversation.
Yeah.
I was
I
about
said
to.
it in my out of character voice.
I was
And
about to
I'm
say,
I'm the crazy one for wanting to partner with a businessman. Okay.
if we're talking about lich skin and such, I'm gonna pull my hat off and be like, I mean, I already have Handy, and I'm gonna wave him around.
Good God!
Redan laughs.
Dad's like, I like this guy on the back of the horse.
I'm just like holding him close. I'm like, he's just a hand. You have two of them each. I just happen to have three.
Right, but if mine weren't attached, it wouldn't be.
Redan pulls out a few skeletal hands from his bag of holding, and he's like, I have a few too.
Hey! Dude, I'm gonna talk to you later now. This is a two-way street. All right.
I want those
As a new
hands.
family member.
Before we go off, is Calazar close by?
Calazar is making his way to the keep now to go check it out.
All right, so not within screaming distance.
No, he's within screaming distance. You guys are kind of in the grounds.
Redan just screams out his name repeatedly. Cal, Cal, Cal.
He comes over. Yes, Redan.
In the Mage Tower, there is a book that has a gem on it. The gem is magical and explodes in fire.
Yes,
I would like the book underneath. Can you take care of that for me?
I can dispel that. MT, could you show me where it is? Of course, Calazar. One moment.
Oh, and I'm
Thank you,
going to, before they walk away, an MT, also the other things you were looking to try to find?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that was specifically nondescript.
Yes. I don't know. I don't want the goblins to hear. Let's talk inside the carriage.
Okay, and a book? I heard book.
Oh, have you seen our library?
Ben, like, walks in on a word.
I say book in front of
Right.
pen again. Oh, shit.
MT pauses at that and says, "Yes, the library is fully operational now. The keep is now that the tower has been cleaned out. I'm restoring everything to its
Yes.
previous state."
Ooh, this is a dilemma.
Pin's
We're-
like, I know I said I was going to the ethereal.
We'll give you a tour of the material mage tower when we get back.
All right.
Cool. Everyone on board who wants to meet my patron.
If I remember correctly, there is a library in the ethereal one as well, right? Didn't
Yeah.
we see a library there as well? Yeah.
Well, he said there was different sections that he was going to restore. The way the ethereal one works is it's actually instantiates a series of rooms
Do we want to ask Lilith if she wants to go?
I thought Lilith can't. Was Lilith not in that room with us?
No,
I
she
thought
went to
Lily was
her room.
going to find
Yeah, she
Redan.
went to her room.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. At least keep the buddy system so somebody.
Well, look, eventually she's
Okay.
going to find Redan on the back of this horse. Like, let's be honest here.
Regan's also going
Here's
to
some noise. You look out the window.
He's on the horse, petting the dog at the same time, living his best life.
You're
Regan
half
is
giant,
also
right?
going to the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
So your feet are like this far off the ground while you're sitting on the horse.
Probably.
Isn't Redan 6'6"?
Yeah, 6'6", 6'7"-ish.
It's
that-
all
That's
leg.
what Richard is.
It's all leg, though.
All right, so Lilith, you go looking for Redan. You see this scene unfolding. Everybody's at the cart. Redan is on this horse.
Well, whatever conversation I was going to have is going to be on hold since everyone's in a group. Conversation, so that's now going to be on. Yeah, that's on hold. I guess I float down and be like, "Oh, what's going
All right.
on over here?"
Still better.
This is not that big of a cart, is it? We're all going to be just like.
You can cram in.
Also,
don't
we
take up much space.
Also,
looked,
the two biggest people are sitting outside the cart.
we looked at the cloth. What did we see? We got off on a hand tangent.
Give me an investigation roll.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's a game we're playing.
Yeah, no, this is the thing you have to
First
do.
roll of the day.
Do an Arcana check or an investigation roll.
Okay,
Mention
character.
whatever the number is. I cannot see past all the faces.
You said Arcana. I'm gonna do Arcana.
All right.
If you go into your settings, you can turn off the faces, so it's only the name at the bottom.
Oh.
You can see more of the map.
You are able to identify this very quickly. This looks like a piece of a robe of an archmage.
Oh. Why?
Kevin says, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I'll very quickly be like, this is okay. Just because I'm Skylar and am stupid. What does that mean? What is the
A
context?
robe of an
pin?
archmage is a legendary garb for casters. It is a very powerful vestment.
Think
Oh.
like Merlin's robe,
Yeah.
right?
Oh. And does this little scrap do anything, or is this
You're uncertain.
okay? I'm gonna tell them, be like, oh, this was a tentacle, and now it is part of a robe of an archmage. I almost said lich mage, an archmage.
Perhaps that was what the tentacles were before he became tentacles. He was an archmage, for fuck's sake. Kushano is quiet for a minute while he fixes the overlay again.
Oh God, that's okay. As you guys pile into the cart and it starts to shift into the ethereal plane, we're going to take our first break.
Already?
Sorry.
Oh,
Just
wow.
to-
Already, we've been playing for an hour and a half.
45 minutes, just
We've been playing for.
in the prime material, this the cart is no, it's in the ethereal. It's all white with the white leather interior, right?
Yeah.
Like a 70s limo in the back.
Yeah. It's like,
The table in the middle, and everything's covered in diamond point white leather.
yeah. It's swanky as hell in the ethereal.
That's
But
what
we'll
they do. Don't pay me no mind.
Rather than facing this
But
dangerous dilemma, we just go venturing to the external plane. Being like, hey, you know what? Let's just put it in the back burner. Let's go have fun somewhere.
Well, look,
No,
this
we're
is
going
fact finding a little bit.
I love it.
We still gotta. I'm
Like a
still
bonding
sticking to my
moment.
plan, man. My plan is to figure out what they did and use that as a trap, right? That's
All
I
right.
was going to take out the soul shards and show them so we can get to that when we get back.
All right. Well, we'll take a little break and we'll catch up on the rest when we get back. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back in a little bit.
Stay tuned for these wonderful videos.
Hey folks, today
From World of Warcraft.
Actually, the World of Warcraft thing.
Yeah.
We're live.
We're live.
Oh, we're live.
Welcome back
What?
to Mercenaries of Mischief / Too Many Warlocks. special crossover event. When last we left our heroes, they were headed into the ethereal plane, which is a totally new place to go to for half of the people here. So let me break down how this happens. The cart takes off into the air, pulled by Lady Bella / Veronica. Veronica.
Dan is screaming "we" the entire time.
Remember, we spoke about this briefly on the RP chat. Team Veronica!
And then shimmers, and then the world around it fades away into just white, and then eventually reinstantiates itself in this shimmering other plane. And the cart itself changes. It looks like it's almost made of just crystal and marble throughout. And it's just opulent and beautifully decorated and shimmering. And then it lands at the center. You can see all of the buildings of the keep. And you can see other people that you've never seen before walking around. You can see also an enormous tree growing in the center with a door on it. And you also see another building that none of you have ever seen before. It appears to be made of white marble columns, but the geometry and the architecture of it make no sense. There's stairways that go up into weird places. There's like large offshoots that go off into one section or another. And there are two women, winged, sitting out on a porch swing in front of this place, but the porch swing is upside down. And they're just rocking back and forth inside, having a drink. And you guys land in this place.
So that's new.
Window.
What's new? This is all new. For some of us, this is all new.
The white building. And
I got
the
to
women.
go say hello to some people. I'll be back in a minute. And I slink forward, head down towards this gigantic bent out of shape tower and the two ladies sitting in their chair in the front. And at a very respectful distance, I go to one knee.
Hello, Guy.
My ladies.
We got your invitation.
I look around for like signs of destruction and mayhem and angry other patrons.
Oh, it's okay. We already hashed everything out with Tatana.
Oh, dear God.
And whenever they speak, they actually speak together, but slightly off key of each other.
Yeah.
So it's just weird.
Yeah, and you never know where to look.
Yeah, you never know
back and forth and back and forth. I assume the place you find it not wanting in any way, my ladies.
Oh no, it's quite nice. Very spacious, nice neighborhood, river outside. And of course,
your presence and your help.
Well, some people are looking to make things dreadfully boring around here, as I'm sure you know. We can't allow that, can we?
We don't do dreadfully boring, my ladies.
Absolutely not. Don't mind us. Continue on whatever you're doing.
We hear him talking. Anyone?
Oh yeah, you hear this whole exchange going on outside the cart.
That is like, first of all, what the fuck is he doing? Second of all, why does this look different?
I'm gonna lean over to Penn. What happened to his accent? And when I turn to Penn, I see him.
That is exactly what I was about to say.
All right, so here I'm gonna pull out one of these. Just for flavor, can I say that the cart has like a little whiteboard or chalkboard you can pull?
Sure, whatever you.
Everybody's in the cart, and I'm just like, okay, everyone. So like here we go. And I just pull it down.
The board of splaining.
And I draw two lines, and I'm like, here's the keep in our plane. Everything's normal, everything's living, blah-de-da, that's great and all. Mage Tower and such. Now you've passed over here. This is the ethereal plane. I draw a little wibbly. And there's like everyone here in this plane is either dead or has traveled from the other plane, and they are currently existing here. These are Guy's patrons, as you can see out if you look to your left. Further out to your left, you can also see the tree in which Richard's patron resides, as it were.
Richard is already off the cart and walking back over to the tree.
You guys, when you see Richard walk to the tree, he is overgrown with like foliage, and he's like a tree canopy grown on him. He looks very different here. Also, while Pen is explaining this, there are these ethereal green eyes attached to chains linked to his book that are all looking at you guys and slowly blinking out of sync.
What is that? What is happening?
That is my okay. So again, here on the ethereal, everything is not quite, or perhaps everything is more as it seems.
I think more as it seems.
Yes, says the flaming halfling.
And if you guys notice, T3 has giant flaming wings. Her hair looks as though it's made of fire, and she has like these fiery rings over the tops of these fiery half circles over the tops of her eyes.
This is the truest us we can be, and it is revealed in the ethereal. Now, my question to you, Master Puck, is as I'm looking out over my class, do I notice any of them look different so I can point this out to them?
You notice a bizarre-looking ethereal skull floating just over Radan. It has these. It has these like translucent tendrils that reach out from it. And it looks like they occasionally just caress and fondle his head.
So yes, I'm gonna say, as you can see this, and I was like, and you seem to have gotten a little friend in your time here. Point that out to Radan.
Radan,
Can Radan see this?
If you look up, you can kind of catch glimpses of it, but it always tries to stay behind you whenever you move around.
Radan, what have you done?
I don't know.
I don't fucking believe you for a second.
You roll whatever you want. He's telling the truth.
He literally doesn't know.
So all of this.
But you know no reason why there might be a floating head above you?
I do not know.
It's still
I'm the one who's causing all the problems for trying to negotiate with gangsters.
I feel like
is Radan the only one of the team mom that looks different?
Are you knocking on the door, Richard?
Oh no, he's just sitting next to it.
Okay, you're just sitting out next to it waiting.
Not even just kind of waiting, just kind of laying his head back against it, just leaning against the tree.
All right, it
Not
feels
trying to start a kerfuffle.
really nice there.
better?
Nothing weird is going on with Jobetta, particularly in this place.
So, and
That's boring.
The door of the cart opens, and a well-dressed human man.
Walter.
Yes, Master Pen.
A pleasure to see you. These are our fellow compatriots from the normal end of the Avalon Knights Academy.
Yes, I recognize them from the ethereal.
Question: has anything changed recently, other than the big white building?
The big white building is new. Nothing else has changed particularly as of late, although the crab shack has fallen into even worse disrepair in the ethereal, I'm afraid. I heard what happened to Cookie. Our deepest condolences.
Of course. Naturally, you may understand, Walter. We wish to speak to Corvo if he is available. We have questions about Blackwind.
Yes, he is right this way. Then he stands by the door and kind of lets...
I'm going to throw up the chalkboard and be like, class dismissed, and then walk out the door.
Catchphrase stealer.
And half of our
Class
viewers just
dismissed. All right,
closed
Pin.
Twitch and went on with their lives.
I see you.
Oh yeah, has Puck described what Guy looks like to everyone?
Oh yes, Guy has another. Guy looks like his normal self, but there is another like shadow form, a different silhouette that sits around him at all times, as though the Guy that you're looking at isn't really the real Guy. It's like, and there's something over top of it.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause I
Jobetta
never did
is
see that.
Jobetta is uncomfortable with all of this.
Yeah, with the black skeletal wings.
Yeah.
Black inky eyes. Still on one knee, backing away from these two insane women in the upside down chair.
But it's fine. Like Jobetta's like, whatever. I know they've made pacts with whatever, and then she's like, but Dan, seriously, what? You've got a tentacle skull on your head.
Seeing two people with wings, Radan's like, do I have wings?
You do not have wings.
You don't have wings, Radan.
He gets a little sad.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'm gonna stand up out of the cart last, and as I do, kind of swing my sword back on my belt, so it maybe stays behind my coat because I don't want to. Just in case.
You don't want to see it. No, you don't want to see it here.
So okay. So question. So here in the ethereal, we're in the ethereal plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is connected and not connected.
It is connected.
It looks very much the same as the keep that you left, although there is a bunch of people living and going about their business here that you've never seen before.
Richard is about to chime in. Just go with it.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Think of it like two overlapping circles. There are slight differences between each circle, but they overlap into a fairly similar form and shape. Differences can be found in each.
So
look, Jabetta, remember when that ghost walks through you in the Wailing Tomb?
I don't want to talk about that.
You were both in the same place at the same time, right? But not really. Same thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Academy, Bacon Bastard.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't. I'm uncomfortable.
Just go with it.
Is there moonlight here?
If you walk out, there is an ever-present full moon floating above you.
Jobetta's just gonna run towards it.
You cannot. It
it
follows you.
No, she's just like salute.
This is a lot to take in.
Needs to feel something that's like normal to her, I guess. So she takes comfort in the moonlight and that
you are bathed
goddess
in moonlight wherever you go here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna
little less uncomfortable.
I'm gonna clap Kashano on the shoulder, seeing him distraught, and just be like, you guys run the prime material, and you're very confident there, but this is our domain, so let me make you aware that we are just as confident here. You have nothing to worry about.
With that, a dragonborn clad in plate armor strides up to the cart where you guys all are all surrounding. And he looks very much like the one that you'd seen in the statues, and of course all the warlocks will recognize this immediately as Corvandamus.
Corvan, have you heard the news?
I have. I guess you all have some questions for me then.
Yeah. Not to bring up a sore subject, but what happened when you died? How?
I let my guard down. He was a friend. I thought I could save him. I thought I could bring him back.
Turn the pen. Just gonna look.
I'm going to take this look and raise it with a asking of Corvin. I'm just going to say, so I would say probably needless to say, there is no hope for this individual.
I don't know that. I'm a paladin. My life has always been, if you cross the line, you're due for a smiting. I can't say I've never seen anyone redeemed. I fought alongside a green dragon once. I never thought I'd ever do that. But everyone's different. I don't know if there's anything left of our friend. But he didn't absorb me. So there was that.
I think we killed him. I personally, that's
You
Can't be killed, eh? He's as immortal as Cookie.
well, but I
Corvan, when you were you here in this form when they catch him in the tower? Do you know how they did that?
Yes, they did a binding ritual. They acquired a kind of phylactery, damaged him enough to get him into it, and then bound him inside.
Why was that their best option? Why did they choose to bind him instead of trying to end his life force or
We tried to kill him 4 other times.
Can't be killed, eh? He's immortal.
Not
That's
indeed.
why Cookie was trying to take him to the land of the dead. Maybe they would take him. They couldn't kill him, but they hoped to put him somewhere where he would do no damage. Eh?
so then what do we do? What
We trick him, eh? We make him think we do the same thing these guys did. We make a fake phylactery. We have binding ritual equipment all about the place, and he think, I know what they're doing. I fooled them, eh? We come in and we flip the fucking switch and we trap him, eh? In a totally different way. He's
I
not
mean, that does make sense because if he's such a, let me just, to be frank, if he's such a fucking dick, then
he's an arrogant prick, yeah.
he's arrogant.
Whereof
So
I speak, eh?
he's probably going to jump at any opportunity he sees to think that he's outsmarted us.
Yes.
Corvan points to you, Gilbetta, and he says, "You are a cleric, are you not?"
Yes.
You wield the light that is the bane of all undead.
Yes, I do. Me and Salune were pretty tight.
You
The
need
rest
to
of us.
study. You need to study, prepare, and become as familiar with that power as you have ever been. Because it is more valuable to you now than it has ever been.
Oh boy.
No
This
more
is really-
multi-classing.
This is
No more
really
druid.
starting to listen, listen, man. Okay, I recently found out that I might be part of some prophecy, so this is really just oh Lord. And she just prays to Salune.
Sorry, I
She's
don't
just
mean
like,
to put
okay,
pressure on
Salune,
you.
listen, if this is what we have to do, this is what we have to do. I need to talk to you, girl. Ugh.
All right. So what else do you guys want to absorb about this place?
Be careful how you phrase
Wants
that.
to walk over and actually meet a patron. Richard is still sitting by the tree.
Yeah, Richard's still sitting by the tree.
I'm concerned about that, but I'm also overwhelmed.
This is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Especially from what I've just been told. Now I feel like everything.
It's the same but different. This is the same keep. These are the people that were our comrades and would have been had they not fallen. And this is the fate that we have if we fall in battle, if we have signed up for it, which I have.
Who here would, I mean, it seems like a ridiculous question, but who would have the most arcane knowledge in this place? I'm asking just the group.
I'm going to turn to Walter.
Walter. The most arcane learned people who were in the administration of Avalon Knights, according to the ledgers, were one Calazar Maldismuth and one Mr. Blackwind.
Great.
Well, right here, there are more people than were in the administration, and he kind of gestures towards the two large structures that don't fit in the middle of the keep.
Oh, patrons.
Ah, yes, the patrons.
I mean, can we talk to them?
Yes, Richard's been waiting quite patiently.
All right.
I wouldn't talk to Geese, though.
I was gonna say, you look at him and he's just grinning, like waiting for you to walk up and start a conversation.
Yeah, Gilberta seems to want. She's like, nah, we're gonna not talk to Geese.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna hand the soul shards to Penn though before I walk over there.
Okay.
Just before we discuss them, give me your opinion on what these are.
Did you never give me the soul shards then?
Oh wait, shit, that's right.
they-
Brian Little has it.
Oh yeah, Lilith has them. Which, by the way, I was gonna ask Lilith, like,
Thank you.
Lilith, you
Just
haven't
ask.
said literally a word since we've been here. Are you okay?
They were
I don't know what to
Lilith,
say.
do you have the soul shards on you?
I do. Coach Shadow, do you want them?
Is it- yeah,
No,
they're
no,
gonna-
No, Puck has a thing of it.
I have a thing. If you have them on you,
I'll pass it
there
over.
is a very bright light emanating from whatever pouch or bag you have them in.
And that's all it does, right?
That's all it does right now.
Good.
Hand them off.
Coach Shadow, you may have these.
yeah, that bright light. I would notice that and be like, oh, yeah,
Pull them out,
yeah.
and there is this warm, familiar presence emanating from them.
Warm
So-
and familiar to who?
Before I put out my
All
theory,
of you.
does anyone want to take a
Okay.
crack at identifying these?
yes.
What are those?
I want to do some arcane check on that.
Let's do the double blind study here.
You said
let's do
a
an arcana.
warm, friendly feeling?
Yep.
These are soul shards, and there might be more back at the tower. I asked MT1.
So much for the double blind study.
I'm still taking an arcane check on soul shards.
Oh.
Part.
I just want to
Okay.
look
Yeah,
at
you-
them. Say,
I'm too far away.
Mr.
don't-
Squishy?
I don't know nothing about arcane shards.
All right.
Gilberta, these are parts of somebody's essence, their spirit, their soul.
I've already discussed it
It-
with them.
But Jovetta really never looked at them.
Examining them here, this feels like Cookie.
I knew it.
Are we all feeling
And
it?
Jovetta will.
You feel something warm and familiar. With her check, she's able to identify it.
Mhm.
Jovetta says, "Guys," she says, "Everyone, listen to me, please, for a moment. Please listen to me. These are Cookie.
Are you sure?
How sure am I, Puck?"
A 21, so
You're pretty sure.
Jovetta says, "I'm very sure."
Key 3, you have the coin, right?
Yes.
What is there to lose?
Whoa,
Well,
wait,
but-
where are we
but-
going with this?
But
Yeah.
wait.
Where are we going with this?
Hold on. Gee, I
This-
love you, but hold on for a second.
Well, with these particular this form, you don't really need any sort of conduit. If you can just bring them close to the vessel, they should kind of.
Where
And
did you
even if
get
they
the?
don't,
If
we have a
we-
thing
they
that
were in
sucks
the
the
mage
energy.
tower. Do we have? Are we sure that we have all of them?
We're not sure. We don't know that we have all of them. We're not sure why they were there. We didn't even know who they were until we brought them here just now.
You've brought these to Calazar, right?
We didn't really have time. He got back with you. You've been with me pretty much every moment since Calazar returned.
We should wrap up whatever we have going on here and take these to Calazar immediately. Immediately.
It's
Maybe.
Cookie, guys. Oh gosh.
Maybe if you eat one, you'll hear Cookie again.
No,
But
did
I
you
need
say that?
to. I'm
Dan
going to.
walks over and tries to take one.
If we can
no,
just,
No.
if we can just wait, and I'm gonna walk over by Richard, by Tree Man. And as I get close, kind of slow down. And just kind of walk up next to Richard and tap him on the shoulder.
I just kind of look up and from my robe hand you a small pack of cigarettes.
Left mine in the material plane.
Okay.
They also appear to be a little overgrown. They're grown from Richard.
Yeah.
Oh, they're 100s. Fantastic. Can we ask her a question?
Richard twitches a little at this. Just kind of a sure. Walks over, knocks on the door.
The tree, there's a blow of wind across this place, and the boughs of the tree shake a little bit. And the door opens, and this very tall woman with this long, flowing white gown, very beautiful, silver hair, walks out.
Oh, Richard at the same time kind of grabs Kashana by the back of the neck and just forces him to bow with him.
Gilberta would have followed Kashano, so she's also
Oh, then your neck has also been grabbed.
following suit.
Standing at a distance, but close enough to hear.
She steps out and looks around at everyone like, hello, members of the Avalon Knights. I am Lady Tatana. It's nice to finally meet you all. You've met my loyal servant, my champion.
All twitch of the mouth.
It is good to see that you have all come together. You have my deepest condolences for your recent loss. And of course, Eris and Discordia are here as well.
You sound a little tired, my lady.
Oh, so tired.
They have that effect on people. Right?
You hear from that place, nice dress, Titty. I told you not to call me that.
Richard has an incredibly stoned face. It's not the first time someone has called him Titty.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, he has to turn away. He doesn't want to laugh right in Tatiana's face.
Titania, you keep saying Tatiana.
Well, that's because from now on she's Titty, so you're gonna punch me in the face in a minute.
And you'll also get some piercing damage. All thorns.
All thorns.
That wasn't even my choice. That was, which way do I have to point? This way?
Yep.
Yeah, this way.
She says, so now that that's done with, I imagine you all have some questions as to why we've decided to set up shop in your humble keep.
Yes, my lady, Lord.
Yes.
High holiness.
That
Fairy
was
Queen is fine.
Fairy Queen. Yes. Yes, Fairy Queen. That was my main question. Why do you care about this place?
And at that question, Eris appears beside you and quickly whispers in your ear, it's not so much the place. And then Discordia on the other side. It's what's going down.
So you like drama, the two of you, clearly.
And they kind of step around Kashano and kind of stand together beside Tatana now. Well, we got the invitation because there are things going down world-altering things. And then Titania speaks up again. Yes, and we have decided that it is in everyone's best interest if we work together. And the fates have seen fit to draw these warlocks together here. So we have decided to band together as patrons and lend our power to prevent the coming problems.
Can you? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna, Pen's gonna step forward and bow a little bit with his hat and just be, Keith-3 and I are still working on our patrons, but my primary question is, when you say upcoming world-altering threat, do you speak of Blackwind or do you speak of something even further?
I'm sorry, yes.
Yes, you do, or yes, continue.
Blackwind is a problem, but he's not why we're here.
Is it the Tarrasque? Because that's a thing also.
Well, more to the point, what do you know of any similar sort of event that happened about 15 years ago?
15 years ago. A lot of things happened 15 years ago.
Something substantial enough to...
Any world-altering events?
This place disbanded.
Would that be considered a world-altering event?
This world.
Really?
Pardon me for interrupting, but are you saying we aren't just saving the academy, we're saving the world?
We are saying that you will, or fail, but we hope that you will.
Why is the academy of such importance?
It's not so much the place, but events transpire surrounding it. You all coming together here represent some concentrated power, all of you.
Smiles a little worriedly.
Going to tip my hat and say thank you, ladies, and then I'm going to walk off towards Walter in the cart.
All right.
And Jovetta kind of is like, well, as a cleric of Selune, I've just learned that I may play a bigger role in this than I previously knew was going to be a thing.
Titania actually points out to you and she says, yes, Moon Daughter, Selune does send her appreciation for your work.
On that note, and Kashana's going to, not sure if she's going to like this, but he's going to pull out the key.
Jovetta just looks, she stares daggers at Kashana.
The what?
The
Do
key.
you know where to use this?
Jovetta's like almost like subconsciously like reaching for it. Like, give me the key. I want the key.
Titania says, oh, I don't know if it's my place.
I believe
Eris and Discordia are whispering to each other and giggling.
I don't like this.
And Titania goes, don't you dare.
I just step away from the group a little bit.
What? No, hold on.
Forgive my boldness, but if this can somehow gain us more of Sulune's power and favor through our friend here. No spell is cast, by the way.
Yeah.
It might be helpful in whatever's to come.
Eris is the first to speak up, and she says, sisters don't always fight.
So I've had actually a bit of a run-in with a sister that worships Shar.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. To me, it wasn't quite so funny, but
That's fair. We're more of an inside joke people.
yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna have to reach out to her, aren't I?
Your sister does have her own key.
She has a. Ah!
And then Titania says, "You told."
Oh, of course they told.
Do you know where the
that's
temple is?
wonderful.
Richard is still in bow. He has not moved from that.
Is the
He knows
hold
damn
on? Is
well
the
what he's
key?
supposed to be doing.
Gilberta doesn't. Richard, shush. Gilberta's like, hold on. She has a key to. As far as I know, I believe that this key is connected to some underwater temple or underwater.
At this point, Titania is trying to hurriedly shove Eris and Discordia back to their room. They're like, enough, that's enough. We're revealing too much. We need to go.
I'm a prophet. Oh Lord, that's not good. It's really a thing. Because I showed her the key.
Apologies, denizens of Avalon Knights. It is not our place to reveal too much of your machinations. In the end, the choices always must be yours. But know that this place in this realm is under our protection. Get back to your house. She has to hurry them back. Eris and Discordia flutter off in different directions, giggling at each other as Titania makes her way back to her tree.
Does she go back inside the tree?
While she's making her way up to the door, if there's anything else you guys want to...
Can we at least know who we're up against? Is Cyric involved in this?
She stops for a moment after her hand touches the doorknob, and she turns around and she says, "The coming danger has not yet taken shape. When it does, you'll all know."
Cryptic.
Thank you, my lady.
And then she walks through the door.
Do you think it has anything to do with the giants?
At this point, I think everything
She
is
says,
everything.
"Can you put that key up so I can breathe for a moment?"
Yeah, no, so he tucked it away. Sorry. Yeah.
So the door.
Why did I play a cleric?
The door's been closed.
Yeah, the door's been closed.
As this whole thing was playing out, Redan was approaching and trying to speak to Corvan.
Okay. Corvan looks at you and he says, "You picked up my sword."
Yeah, so that was a DM question. So he has it on his back. Is it still there?
No, it's not there with him in this world.
Wait, is his body in the ethereal?
His body is in the ethereal.
Is his weapon in the vehicle?
No, sorry. The sword is not with Corvan. It is with Redan.
Oh yeah, you guys don't know.
Yes.
We also found his Corvan's sword in the vault.
Yep.
Redan.
Oh, I was just kind of wondering if there was an ethereal version of the sword as well as a prime material version of the sword.
No, just the prime material version is there, and it is with Redan.
Okay, so Redan will pull the blade off of his back, present it to him, pommel out, and say, "You're Corvan, paladin of Bahamut.
Indeed, I am.
Wielder of the great sword of ancestry. This is yours."
It's no use to me here anymore.
Why is that?
I am past. Prime material weapons have no place here. I can wield the weapons of my ancestors. And he holds out his hand, and a blade materializes of solid light in his hand.
That's so cool.
Jaw drops.
Yeah,
How
same
do
with
you do
Joel.
that?
Richard also. Can Richard hear any of this?
Yeah, you can hear it unfolding.
Yeah, he's also just kind of going. Also, with 3 angry goddesses here, he's not much use. Don't tell
This-
him that.
This
And
power
Gilberta-
can be yours if you are faithful to your deity and you serve with justice.
Jobetta does like. Jobetta kind of does like a yes.
Corvan, I saw your history in the magic mirror. I saw you rushing to protect innocents. I saw you doing good deeds when they could have caused you great harm. Your actions are inspiring, but I would like to be like you. How can I do that? How can I be a better person?
Anytime you see an opportunity to do good, don't wait. Do it. Don't hesitate, even if you think it might kill you.
I will think on that. Is there anything you would like me to do with your blade when I return?
Do good with it.
I will.
Use that blade to smite the wicked and uphold the weak.
I will try my best.
All right. Then it is in good hands.
Okay, Rattan slaps it back on his back and says, "Thank you for speaking to me."
Jobetta will ask him. She'll say, I'm curious. She says, who is your deity?
Bahamut, the platinum dragon.
Well, because she never read the Blackwind
Yeah.
thing, so she didn't.
Richard finds this slightly odd because from his memory, it's very odd for dragonborns to worship dragon gods.
Mm-hmm. He was a bit unusual.
I really, it was such a serious moment, but when he was like, do good with it, I was like, do well with it.
No,
I know. In this case,
One.
good, as in do like good deeds, but
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, that's what you say. If somebody says,
Okay, look, we can't get bogged down in grammar. We have to play Dungeons and Dragons.
No, that was correct.
correct.
Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons,
Look, to be fair, this is an academy, so a little English lesson is not outside of the.
Yes, but it's called Dungeons and Dragons, not grammar and semantics.
Okay.
But that's the comeback. You say, no, paladins do good, you do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so, speaking of which,
Paladins do good and they do it well.
Ken's tapping on the side of the cart, and I'm like, children, we really have more pressing matters.
We need to go.
Oh, right. We have Cookie.
Yeah,
the second the door closed on Tatiana's tree, I pull out my dagger and go to a piece of wall where it's like the first thing she's going to see when she opens the door is that piece of wall. And I carve a big set of cartoon boobs on the wall. And then underneath, I write her new nickname, which is Titties.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to walk.
My patrons are right there. I don't have a choice.
I'm going to walk right over to Guy and very politely say, front hand or backhand?
You might as well do both. I'm nowhere near done. One for each, eh? One for each.
I'm walking behind everyone else that's not them and pushing them into
Just
the
like
cart.
slap each other on the cart.
And then I'm like, get in or we're leaving without you. Come on.
While everyone's distracted, I'm going to take a quick peek at the sword.
Okay. You take a quick peek of the sword. The sword, there is a grinning shadow face in this gem at the bottom of the sword. It has long fangs.
Yeah. Well, hold tight, little buddy. Looks like we're going to get to do some drinking pretty soon.
All right, two things.
No more of that undead slop.
No, I promise. I was unaware. That's why I keep the rapier with me too.
Is he talking to his sword?
Yeah, he is. It's a thing.
Oh, I do that too.
No, I know, but
Did anybody see this?
I mean, we were pushing you in the cart.
I was trying to pull me
No,
out.
he said he was going off by himself to take a quick peek at it, and then
It's possible somebody saw it.
you guys could perceive it if you want. But
Oh, please.
Also, right before we get onto the cart, Richard just decks.
Wait, can I throw a sleight of hand check for everybody to measure against?
sure.
There we go. All right. Oh shit.
Oh,
all
it
right.
hit me.
Jobetta knows.
I'm nowhere near that. I'm just gonna.
I don't remember if I told you, but I got it.
Yeah,
She saw it just now.
Redan is hanging back, and walking slowly, and he's trying to talk to this skull. Like, what are you? Can you speak?
It is not talking back to you currently.
Is it
Okay.
plus strength modifier for the D20 for an unarmed strike?
Yeah, plus strength modifier.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Is he just?
So-
Oh my goodness.
I'm not healing you two.
And
One
it's with
plus your
thorns.
strength bonus, unless you're proficient.
Oh, 4 plus whatever spikes do on a fifth.
Oh my god.
Okay.
When Finn says that he's not healing them, Jobetta's like, yeah, I'm not. I'm also not.
I'm already hitching up Lady Bella and like I'm
Yeah.
headed in their direction, but I'm about to lift off. So I'm like, get in the cart.
All right. So yeah, Guy, you take that. You take that smack.
Yeah, I took 8, 4 for the slap and 4 for the thorns. I don't care.
Oh,
It's
it
worth
wasn't a slap. It was a full-on punch to the face.
Okay.
Oh my-
Yeah.
All right.
Richard just kind of walks back and gets into the driver's seat.
Hop on. We're moving.
Eris and Discordia. Worth it. Come back soon.
Redan
Jobetta
hops-
looks at Kashano.
And I
Jobetta
give
looks
him one
at
of these.
Kashano.
Woo, as I
They might
leave.
Jobetta looks at Kashano and like he punches him in the face, and she's like, "They might be worse than us with the bickering." Those two.
This, you know,
This is like the first time that's ever happened.
I was gonna say I'm gonna turn back.
But we don't know that.
Like, I'm gonna turn back hearing this. And I'm gonna be like, trust me, they're not. And
If
then
anything, Penn and I are worse.
back to the material plane.
Oh wait, can I wibble wobble wibble
Wibble wobble, wibble wobble.
As soon as we're back to the ethereal plane, Jobetta jumps out of the car and goes, "Calazar!"
You guys arrive at the ethereal plane.
you mean the prime material?
The prime material plane. And the first thing you guys see from your cart is Agbach with Calazar, Melissa, and William. And they are huddled together, looking almost defensively. And they're looking at something behind your guys' cart.
Oh no.
Redan rushes over towards them and takes up a defensive stance.
Richard is on the same page. He summons his sword.
Richard,
Grass.
the direction of whatever they're looking at.
Yeah, I'm turning around and looking exactly at what it is, getting ready.
Yeah,
Richard,
I'm looking.
Guy, Penn, and Key 3. You all hear a familiar voice. Good news, everyone!
Oh no.
This puck.
The team's all here.
And we turn around and look,
And you
please.
see a very familiar, berobed scientist.
No!
But
Richard,
he is
run.
all fucked up.
He was already fucked.
Melissa looks terrified.
I thought you said you killed them.
We did.
We're about to again.
Oh, indeed they did. And they did an incredible job, destroying my entire facility. But you see, we have a new benefactor.
Richard is running forward to attack him with his packed longsword mid-sentence.
I have a message. You're going to want to hear this.
Richard, then you can say it with my sword through your lungs.
Oh, I could talk fairly well the last time we did this dance. Why not?
Yeah, Richard, I'm just doing it.
Okay. He says,
19.
as you're cutting him, you slash at him and like large chunks of rotted flesh just fly off with these tattered robes. Oh, you really got me there. Our new friend,
Another one.
Lord
They're
Blackwind,
never gonna get to hear about them.
has sent me with a message for you all. You have
Attack twice in a turn.
go for it. You have 30 days. Consolidate your forces, employ your plans, and then he will destroy you.
Why 30 days?
And at this point, he is collapsed on the ground in a heap after the reaping slashes from Richard.
Is he like talking
Stabs him in the
anymore?
face again.
He's
I
still
cast
talking.
hold person on Richard. For fuck's sake, let us hear get some goddamn information. This whole episode is about trying to get information.
Ah, yes.
He says, you want to know why 30 days? Kashana?
No, why 30 days?
He says,
Really?
to give you all a sporting chance, to defeat you at your best.
Where is he now?
Around.
Tell me the second a minute is up.
Once I got that answer, that was fine.
Oh, cool.
Exactly what I needed to know.
Yeah, you're not going to like this. Packed longsword again. 24/7 damage. However, I am not done.
Okay.
Eldritch Smite.
Eldritch Smite. You obliterate this corpse on the ground.
3d8
I'm gonna walk up.
with a 7. That's nothing.
I'm gonna walk up behind Richard as he's finishing him off. Did he like just destroy him?
Just like it is just smashed to pieces.
I'm gonna pull out my little hand vac of a hand here and just kind of, if there's anything left, just
doesn't suck up this one.
Be like, next time, little buddy. Just put it back under my head.
I walk over and help Calazar and everybody else to just stand back up.
I continue kicking the corpse.
They are all standing. Melissa is shook.
I'll go to Melissa.
Okay.
Yeah, I accidentally released Fey Presence.
Okay.
Richard, damn it. Can I please have immunity to that?
Roll for it.
I've started
Can
walking.
anyone roll above a 14 wisdom save?
I mean, maybe.
It doesn't matter. I've already started walking away.
He's gone.
Oh, yeah,
30
he's
feet
walking
away?
off.
Yay, I made it.
Firm spit. And, the goblin
Everyone.
authorities. You do that.
I'm going
Oh,
to
bummer.
shrug that Fey presence off.
Okay.
And honestly, just because if I turned around and saw Melissa like that, I'm just going to cast Produce Flame and just drop it on the body. That needs to go. That
Okay.
needs to be gone.
All right. So you guys obliterate the body. Penn and Dawn are unaffected by the Fey presence. And it looks like everybody else is kind of, sorry, not Dawn. Keythree. Who the hell is Dawn? Okay. So Penn and Keythree are unaffected by the Fey presence and move off on their own.
And anyone within 30 feet of me, you're fine. Which I'm going to just say Melissa, William, everyone like that are fine.
Oh yeah. They've kept a far distance from this creature when it trundled into the keep.
They can see me. They just
Yeah.
can't be affected by me.
Yeah. All right. So what's everybody gonna do with this now?
Jovetta's gonna be like, guys, Cookie, upstairs. Calazar, we have Cookie's soul fragments.
Oh, go ahead.
What do you mean soul fragments?
And I don't remember who it was, but she points to whoever had them. I think it was Kashana.
Still Lilith. I would have given him back.
Oh, it's okay. She points to Lilith and she's like, show him. She says, I identified them in the ethereal plane as belonging to Cookie. They are Cookie.
They're a part of them. I could try a thing. I need you though.
Who? Me?
Yes, you're a cleric.
Yep. I'm being told that a lot today.
This is what you do. Is it not?
Yeah, I'm just being reminded of that a lot today.
All right.
It just kind of is like blah clerics.
I'm taking Melissa and William into the crab shack, and I am going to attempt to cook them something to eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be keeping them company.
Jobetta's ready. She's like, Calazar, let's go.
Calazar actually asks that everybody stay away from the crab shack and give him and Jobetta some room to work on this.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yep.
All right. So
Go
Lilith.
find a campfire by the goblin camp or something. I'm feeding.
All right. So Lilith, Key3, and Guy all go with Melissa and William. Gilbetta goes along with Calazar into the crab shack. What does everybody else want to do?
Pen, if you wouldn't mind, I think it's best we speak to Wormspit and the goblins, kind of get their opinion at least, whether they want to stand and fight or find sanctuary. They deserve a say.
That sounds like a good plan. On the passing by, though, I'm going to look over at William and Melissa and Dawn and them and just kind of, be like, "You okay?"
Who the hell is Dawn?
Ah.
You mean Key3? Look what I've started.
I'm predicting that's Key3's patron.
Okay, there you go. Good save. All right. So, all right, we'll do. What is Richard doing?
Richard is continuing to have a full-blown freak out. If anyone wants to stop him, go ahead, but he's just having none of it.
All right, Redan, what are you doing?
Redan's going to stick close to Penn, and when he gets a chance to talk to him, I'm going to pull him off to the side.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do. We'll do Gibetta and Calazar last.
What's
So-
doing?
Great. Just build up the fucking
Well,
suspense.
Lilith is going along with Guy and Key3
Oh, right.
to go see
Right.
Melissa and William. So you guys go along with them, and Melissa is consoling William, and they're both still in their full-on demon, their Cambion forms all the time at this point.
Yes. I know you are scared. You know what? We are scared too. It's a very scary time, but we didn't bring the two of you here to lose you. Whatever happens, we will make sure you are safe. This I promise you. With my patron, you can't see them, but they are right there. And I point to the spot where in the ethereal their house is.
Okay. Melissa is she says, "Thanks. It was hard seeing him again. Like
Well,
that."
I think that you don't have to worry about seeing him again.
I hope not.
And what would you guys two think about perhaps not right away, but it might not be super safe in a little bit. What would you think about going and spending some time with my parent? Be nice. Really good at entertaining kids.
Melissa hears this and she actually looks at you, Lilith. And she's like, maybe it would be better for William if we went away until you guys were done with this. And William looks up and he says, "No. Melissa, this is our home. This is the only place we can be who we are."
And William, if you want this place to stay safe, you have to go away for a little bit, It's going to be very dangerous here. People are going to die. But we're going to make this the place where forever you can be you. We need 1 month,
He flexes his wings and looks at you guys defiantly. He says, "We're not weak.
I
I go
know.
full
We can
necrotic
fight."
shroud on him. The big black huge wings, the black eyes. I am afraid. Disappears.
All right. He attempts to hold firm.
You see how you are brave? Sometimes brave means you have to go away. Sometimes brave doesn't always mean you have to fight, Besides, your sister, she is going, and someone have to protect her, That's your
Melissa
job.
says, I don't know. And she looks at Lilith and says, what do you think, Infernal Sister?
I think it's best. And I want to keep my promise to you to keep you safe. And if Kifri thinks her home is a safe place to be, for the moment, until the craziness here dies down a little bit and you can come back safely.
What if somebody's got to keep you safe?
Do not worry, little one. I'm strong. Besides, I need you to keep working on those good brews you keep making, all those alcohols. I like it very much. If you can keep yourself, if you can come back with a new one for me, I would be so delighted.
William is tugging at her and she says, we're not going to go, right? We're going to stay and help them. We can't just run away. She says, we'll talk about it later. We just need to hang tight for a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to go right now. Just think about it. And a huge look of respect over at Lilith for figuring out how to get to her. Right? He wasn't getting through, so it's just like, yeah, nice.
All right. So that unfolds. Next up, Pen, Redan, and Kashano. You guys go check out Wormspit.
Okay, as we're walking over there, I say, Pen, you seem like a reasonable fella. I want to make sure that you understand. I wasn't flying off the handle, going out, trying to cut deals on behalf of others. It was never, I wasn't trying to cut a deal on behalf of myself. I basically was, the options were find a deal that could help us in some way, if at very least buying us time, or die there at the table. I didn't have a lot of options, and so I put myself on the line for what I'm hoping will turn out to be an advantage in things to come. And so, if nothing else, for the sake of open communication and good relations, I hope that you can understand that.
At this, and this is just because I have to do it, I would like to just subliminally take an insight check just to see that that he's being legit with me. Because I went on one adventure with him and I trusted him. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it looks good to you.
So yes, I'm going to say, Kishano, you seem like you have the Academy's best interest in mind. And if you say that was your only option, then I believe that in that moment it most likely was. And I'm just glad that you were able to make it back along with your team as well. Our team is a little different, but we certainly try our best to do what will be best for the Academy in the long run.
I think as long as we all stick to that pledge, trusting each other is kind of secondary. But as we've discussed amongst our team, if you ever feel that someone's been compromised, no matter who they are, take steps to at least contain the issue, I hope.
Of course, I try my very best to remain very close with the individual members of my team. We squabble, but I'm pretty sure that I know where each of them are right now, and I believe that they are here.
I feel like guys like us get dragged into a lot of situations. I've spent the last few months much closer to death than I'd like. Please keep yourself alive, and I'm going to, from my bag, I'm going to hand him the potion of vitality.
Oh.
You might need this more than me at this point, or at least might have a better chance to save yourself or someone else.
Thank you. What would I know what that is?
Is that and I'll tell him it's a potion of vitality. It can essentially any poisons or diseases wipe them away and make your rests much more fruitful in regaining your strength.
My dear friend, I may be able to do more with this than you know. Have you met Whistlewhip yet?
No.
Oh.
You have noticed that there is a deep gnome that's been hanging around the tavern a lot lately.
Whistlewhip is a deep gnome we rescued. That gentleman you just saw who rose from the dead, much to my chagrin, would actually be the person we liberated him from. And he is an alchemist who has joined the keep. We invited him to come. I actually have a project I've been meaning to get him to work on, but with this, I may actually find a way for him to produce these more readily for everyone here.
I started tapping on Redan. Redan, did you know there was an alchemist here? There's an alchemist here. You don't have that thing? That thing you found in the guard, that thing?
What are you talking about?
The stick, the boomstick thing.
Ooh, I thought I gave both of them away.
You did use one in the frame up. I don't know if you used both. Check your inventory.
Nope, still got one.
Okay.
Yeah, because we couldn't sell one, so
Yeah. You tried to sell your Zhentarim armaments at a marketplace.
How long has this alchemist been here? We haven't.
He's been here quite a minute. I've actually been meaning to. After we go here, I will introduce you. I need to stop by and get a vial from Miss Keithley first, though.
That would be lovely. Perhaps he could tell us how this thing works.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So yeah, are we still? Have we reached Worm's?
Oh yeah, you've reached him. He is with Agbach, and they're going over a table with a map on it.
Great. Wormspit. I think it's pertinent we have a discussion about your people's, I don't know, plans. How much do you know of the situation?
Agbach and I were just going over some defensive plans.
So you intend to keep all your people here and defend the keep?
This is our home.
Well,
Agbach says, I didn't go through a 12-step program of not slaying men to run away from some dead guy.
I mean, so we were talking with the Warlocks, though, and Penn, I don't know, there's a good point came up, and what Blackwind will be expecting us to do is the opposite of what we should do, and what he'd never expect us to do is abandon the facilities.
Like an ambush?
Yeah, basically, like an ambush with all of the less combat-ready individuals out of the way.
Essentially, what I believe Kashana was trying to say is how many
It was your idea. I didn't really know.
Of your god. Well, it was a cluster of people talking, but the long and the short of it is how many of your people are well equipped for battle? And when I say this, I mean actively trained. We do not wish to lose any lives we do not have to. If they are not active and ready for battle, there's no reason for them to be here other than, if they can help in a fight and wish to, as far as like support, and there's much to happen, but we don't want anyone here that does not need to be here.
Agbach walks up to you, Penn, and he grabs your hand.
My hand or my handy?
Your hand. And flips it over to the daisy tattoo on the back and puts his up next to it. You see that? That means you fight for your home until you die. And everyone who's got it knows it.
Do I have a daisy?
Yeah, you guys were inducted in.
I didn't know we got tattooed.
Oh yeah, no, you got him.
Oh.
I just always have one growing on me. That's
Yeah.
Did we like? Can I rub it off if I chose to, or is it like a?
It's there.
Oh shoot! All right. Well,
Magical tattoo, buddy.
I mean, not that I'd want to, but all right, man. Oh wow, that means so much more now. Got tattooed. Ah, yeah. Well,
There was a long night of drinking that night when you guys were at the place. So.
does
the
Andy?
daisy's really, really bad.
Yeah.
It's got about 9 petals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out a handy and look on the back of him just to make sure.
No, he didn't have one.
Okay.
Didn't get invited.
Well, true. And Agbach, I have no doubt in your soldier's capabilities. After all, you were a war leader or a war clan leader.
War chief.
There you go. But Wormspit, I just wasn't aware. Be honest with me. How many of your ranks are, more like civilians than soldiers?
It varies. Although it is difficult for a goblin to survive to adulthood without a rudimentary knowledge of how to fight.
We have 30 days to prepare. So anyone who can't be made battle ready in 30 days should be ready to evacuate to some sanctuary far enough. Perhaps you can send the scouts, but I don't like suggesting this because I know it's not the ideal, but you can always find a cave to hold up in temporarily.
Kashano, you give me 30 days, I'll make sure every single goblin, hobgoblin, and halfling, and kobold, and whatever the hell else you can give me is armed with something pointy and ready to kill anything that wants to take our home.
I appreciate your spirit, but we're going to need a blacksmith before we can arm this many.
Then get me a blacksmith.
We have one ready. We need the smithery to be made.
Wait,
Construction's already underway.
We have a blacksmith?
Supposedly on the way.
Supposedly on the way to no offense is not.
Whenever the forge is built, we can send for him.
Oh. Well, all right. Wormspit, what's the timeline on the forge?
Wormspit says another 2 days and we should be able to complete it.
Would it speed up the process to put more work towards it? It seems like a priority.
We're dedicating as many people as we can.
Oh, fair enough.
We should. Would it be possible to send for him now? Surely he won't be here in a day. By the time it gets to him and he gets here, the forge should be complete, correct?
It's about a day's ride out from Waterdeep.
Yeah, he's coming from Waterdeep.
So was that, Renan?
I was going to ask how far it is.
Okay.
If we send for him, he should be arriving just as the repairs are complete, which I'd imagine, like any craftsman, he'd want some say in the final touches. So that's a good idea, I think. Yeah.
Very well. I will send a message to Waterdeep. What was his name, Mr. Redan?
I will get back to you on that. Perhaps I could go to it myself.
Does anyone else know his name?
I know his name. So.
I have to look back. I have to look back at my notes. Hold on. Here, wait. Let me just do a history check.
Barthas Jr. is his name.
God damn it! I just found that. It's on page like 4 of 38.
Right.
Very well. I will send word for him to come to the keep.
Oh yeah.
His facilities will be ready.
All right. Well, if you're set on staying and defending, I guess, yeah. Let us know what sort of ideas you come up with.
I'll fight to the last man, and then I'll capture his head for my wall.
You're not going to want to keep his head. This is a unique sort of enemy. We'll not worry about that.
We'll discuss trophies when it's done.
Yes, you can always give it to me. And then I look over at Kashana because they probably haven't heard me say anything like that.
Yeah.
I've got projects I'm working on.
Mildly unsettling.
It's fine. It's just, undead are very efficient.
All right, whatever.
He gave us shit in Minecraft about the rotten flesh.
I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat it. That's gross.
Okay. No, look, it's for practical purposes. All right.
All right.
So-
Yeah. I suppose. Oh, is Yibi around? Where the fuck is Yibi, man?
Yibi is going around, like, talking to people, helping anybody out if they need it. Yibi is just constantly like doing any assistance he can to the group in this camp.
I'm gonna try to grab him whenever I see him and pull him aside and just have a quick little thing about, like, you gotta step up the leadership a little bit, buddy. Agbach's putting up a good showing, and I think he's gonna be looking to run against you.
Okay, I got it.
A little less following, a little more, initiative.
Right.
I don't see that going well.
Next time you see us getting ready to go, though, come with. I feel like a little more field training would do you good. We don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
Oh.
I have to help.
Oh, wait, no, he's talking to Yibi, not Agbach.
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
As
Yeah,
that was
kill that.
happening, Redan would like to pull Pen aside and say, "Can I show you something in the Mage Tower?"
Oh, you can always show me something in the Mage Tower. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean.
Redan is going to lead Pen towards the mirror
Okay.
and say something along the lines of, "We found this here. It shows the past," and Redan's going to hold on to Corvin's hallowed blade and think about the blade.
You think about the blade and you see a past where the blade was used to strike down various chromatic dragons. It was used in battles against hordes of undead creatures.
This mirror shows the past of people and items.
Do I see that?
Yeah, you see it reflected in the mirror.
Now, you seem to be the most reasonable and the most versed in the arcane.
Why does everybody keep saying that?
Yeah,
Hey,
Because he kinda is.
Have
You
you
met Richard?
To be fair, Keithree's just been kind of like quiet, and then we get to the ethereal realm and she's on fire. Those are like the only two things to know about her so far.
That girl is
Yeah.
on fire. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you asking me?
May I ask for your opinion on a sensitive topic?
Of course.
So Redan's going to pull out the book, the Deep Dura,
Okay.
and say, "I had a dream that told me how to find this. I think I heard the voice of my god tell me how to find it. I took it from a vault in Mountain Scar Hold. What is this? The mirror does not work on it."
And Pen is going to, gingerly try to take the book and look at it. And I'm going to look at him and say, "Can you read this?"
Can he read it?
I don't know.
No, not me. You.
Oh,
No, like, can Redan read it?
Redan, it's in a language you are unfamiliar with, Redan.
No.
My friend, it is your lucky day. I can read anything. And I look down at it and I want to know what I'm looking at. If it's a language, I can read it.
It is a language. You recognize the language as a form of Durgar, deep dwarf.
Oh. What does it say on the front?
Wouldn't fall under Undercommon, would it?
It's a little bit different than Undercommon. It's like the Undercommon of Dwarvish.
Okay, just curious.
Oh yeah. So, this is a manuscript detailing the rise of Deep Dura, a deity of psionics and conquest.
What is psionics?
Like mental powers like telepathy and
Okay. I'm going to, if I take an arcane, would that be arcane or history if I would know about this kind of thing?
it would be history.
All right. I'm just going to take that check just so if by seeing it, I could give him a little more information.
You know a little bit about it, but your knowledge on Underdark history is a bit spotty. You haven't really spent a lot of time there.
Mhm.
You understand that currently, Dura has been usurped as the patron deity for the Durgar.
Mm.
So she is somewhat unseated at the moment, but she was for a long time.
I am going to look at Radan, and I would have read the title out loud to him, and then I would say and I would just essentially relay everything you've just said to me to him.
Okay.
If need be, if you need help deciphering this tome over time, I can attempt to help you. But if you're God, you're not a warlock, are you? You're God. Okay. So I'm going to say that you can probably pray to your God. The only thing I could say is if you wish to read this, either learn Deep Dwarvish or whatever the language is, and or you'd pray to your God and see if they can give you a revelation on this language. If not, you can always come to me and I can help you read it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
Of course.
One more question.
Hmm.
Radan's going to reach into his bag and pull out a skull.
Okay.
Can you make this float above me like the one in the ethereal plane did?
How much do I know about demi-liches?
Not enough to make one.
but like, would I know that there's a process to make one?
You do know that demi-liches are a thing.
I'm gonna say, at the moment, no. I could, attach it to a crawling claw and let it run over you, but like, I'd have to find another one because I'm kind of attached to this one, and I pull a hand.
Radan pulls out 2 skeleton hands and says, "You can make this move."
Between you and I, my friend, because I believe we are kindred spirits, considering you have 2 skeleton arms in your back, I'm working on it. And I'll tell you what, the moment that I can, I will come to you and I will help you with whatever undead you would like. However, I would, if you can spare one of those skeleton arms, I would like to use it in a project if you wouldn't mind, but that's up to you.
Let me think about this. There was 1, 2, 3. Radan would have 5 sets of arms and legs. 5 skulls of varying size.
This is from the Mage Tower, right? When you were...
That is correct.
Yeah. Smashing and shit.
He's got a pile of this.
Yeah, so he just starts digging body parts out of his bag of holding.
There's one in every party.
There's about to be 2.
Yeah, well, but if you split up, the 2 different shows.
Yeah, there's still one in each party. Still.
If we split up the pairs, I really want so badly Radan and Penn to end up in a group together.
Oh, that's all I want.
You don't. It's gonna look like an undead boot sale. These 2 guys go, "I got one of these. Want to trade it for one of those? I got 2."
I just want that to happen, and then
exactly where it's going.
Hey,
if we split off into groups of 2, I really want each member of TMW and Mom to split off one-on-one.
I think on Q3.
Yeah, because you talk to your blades.
Well, also she's the only one that keeps everybody alive.
She really is.
That means it's gonna be Richard and Lilith, because Guy and Gilbetta are gonna be together. So
Guy and Gilbetta are on the wavelength.
They're on the same page.
I figured it'd either be me and Misa or me and Kashano at the end of the day.
Oh, it's you and
Radan.
I love it.
Okay.
But, so yeah, I requested a skeleton arm, and did he give me one?
I started throwing out body parts at you, dude. So you can have whatever you want.
Oh shit!
Pick one.
I will bring you more when I kill more.
Oh fuck. Okay, so I'm just gonna take one set.
now you have a guy.
I have a skeleton, 2 arms, and 2 legs. That's all I need.
I have a body part guy now.
All right, the rest go back into the bag.
Yep.
Oh,
and then Radan goes off to the library to try to find a book on Undercommon to try to help him learn, or on Durgar to try to help him learn how to read or decipher, and then looking for the alchemist.
Okay. You go out and do those things. The alchemist has been kicked out of the bar, so he is kind of roaming the grounds at this point.
Oh.
And Redan just approaches him. Are you the alchemist?
Yeah, you got me.
Redan reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out 13 face spider teeth and says, "Can you use these?"
Whoa! All right. Yeah, I could probably do I could probably get some venom out of these if I had some proper facilities.
I can't promise you anything about facilities, but they're yours. And he just walks away.
He's just kind of standing there holding these teeth. Yeah, all right. Maybe the goblin's got something to eat. He just kind of puts them in his bag and goes over.
Ask about the broomstick.
It's too late.
Gone. He's gone.
Too late now. You sent Redan to do it. That was your first mistake. Okay. Richard, did you have anyone you wanted to interact with while you're going into Fey Rage mode?
Unless someone comes to me, I am stuck there.
I am going to
sleep.
I gotta talk to Richard.
Okay. Yeah, come up on his Fey Rage mode.
Is he all up in Fey Rage mode?
Yeah.
Once you get within 10 feet, I misread.
Oh, yeah. It's 10 feet.
It's 10 feet.
And you got to do a wisdom check to see if you're afraid of him.
All right.
So is Fey Rage being held by King Kong?
You're not afraid.
The Empire State Building?
I walk up, and when I get within 10 feet and he changes, and I kind of take a step back. He goes back and he takes a step forward. I can do that too, and I cast Fear.
And this is where the second fist fight of the day begins.
This is how Kashano dies.
You really don't want to do that. Do I have to make a save?
Yep, you got to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
A wisdom save. Oh.
I love that Jobetta's. Listen, Jobetta's.
I believe it's 14.
Cookie back, and y'all are fucking.
Oh, 15 actually.
Oh, god damn it! Either way. Yeah, you're about to be attacked by something that's afraid of you.
No, you have to run away.
Run away.
And as soon as you start to run away, I dispel it, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry, I didn't think that would affect you.
You just see kind of a lumbering creature. It's a tail that's grown on him. Just kind of runs away, kind of stops, and turns around, and you see wooden teeth bared.
Hey, apologies. I didn't think it would affect you.
Richard kind of cracks his neck, stands up off of all fours. Because, yeah, he was going full feral creature. His form changes a little bit, but he's still in Fey Presence.
Okay.
It just kind of thins down as opposed to being giant and gorilla-like.
Yeah.
What appeared to cause Richard's fear?
Oh.
No. Yeah, let's say a drow with a snake.
I was going to say a room full of drow with some very sharp implements.
Oh, not sharp implements, just snake-headed whips.
Ooh.
Okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be drow.
At second, I wasn't expecting that, and actually what I wanted to discuss with you is sort of along those lines, if it's all right.
And what is it?
I know that you spent some time in the pits of, I can't ever remember
Menzo
Baranzan, there it is. Of Menzo Baranzan. I've been made to understand that they use certain mind-altering techniques on people to turn them to basically to take their free will away. There's a friend of mine may have fallen under such an effect, and I was hoping you know some way of deprogramming it. I mean, you rebelled, yes?
Yeah. But I was also never really under that. Humans are taken and they're prided for their hands and their ability to do complex tasks very quickly and easily. Take away the free will, you take away everything, and they begin to lose that. Humans are like a little trophy that every drow in the Underdark wants.
Well, this was a tabaxi, rather powerful bard who seems to have been taken control of for his bardic abilities. I don't even know for sure that it was related. This is just the best information I have to go on at the moment.
So you don't know whether or not he's been...
He's definitely under the influence of something.
It's always hard to tell with drow. Sometimes they use fear tactics, sometimes they use magic. Depending on how much you need the help. Someone, God let it not be me, will help you get him back.
I just was hoping that if we already ran into him once and I couldn't get through to him. I was just hoping there was some way to do so if it should happen again.
Can Richard do a bit of an Arcana check?
Actually, Richard, do a history check for me.
A history check. I am just as good as that at that.
Nice.
Richard, you know that in cases like this, what's common if the creature is desired as a weapon, the control is frequently not magical. They're psychologically broken and then reprogrammed through torture and just a series of procedures.
Oh, damn, that's what also happened to Richard.
And there are activation phrases that when spoken turn them into a weapon, and then other phrases that when spoken turn them into something else, something more timid and manageable.
Later on, you and I are going to discuss what Richard's code words are.
Excellent.
And then there's going to be a side quest for the one that makes him go very calm.
He's just going to be throwing out the dictionary.
Is it rutabaga?
Boxcar.
This is so exciting because we've already put it together. I'm just really ready for Kashono to put it together.
Yeah, we've been waiting for the character to have this information. How much of this information are you going to share?
Oh, this is information Richard shares.
All of it.
All of it.
Okay.
I cannot remember enough of it to say it word for word.
Okay.
And I'm not nearly as good a note taker as Key3 is.
Keith's incredible notes caused me to weep with joy.
You know what? I think that is extremely helpful, Richard. Thank you so much. And you reach into the bag and pull out the potion of animal friendship and hand it to him. I'd like you to take this. It could turn a beast that's against you to your favor, possibly.
Okay. Richard reaches out, his Fey Presence slipping almost entirely away, to the point where it's no longer affecting anyone. But it's still there on his face. The rage is still not subsided. But he takes it and adds it to his list of stuff.
Prizes!
All of the stuff.
I have an inventory.
All right.
And I assume I'm going to wait till tomorrow to do my other stuff.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other interactions they want to do before we get to how Javetta's thing goes down?
Well, let's do
I'm
that.
so ready.
Let's do that.
I was gonna say,
Just
I'm
like a
so
sea
ready.
of nods. Everybody's just, let's do this.
So I've literally just been sitting here for like half an hour, like, please. Oh
Yes.
my
I am gonna.
Tell us the story.
I'm not stopping to do anything aside from going over to William and sitting with them.
Okay. William is stubbornly demanding that he wants to keep fighting
I'm just gonna say that I won't take up the time now, but you just put Penn in front of something that he's gonna need to take some time with. He'll be there for a minute.
Oh yeah. So, Gilbetta.
Yeah. I'm so ready.
You are escorted inside the crab shack. You are taken over to Cookie's body, and it's wrapped in cloths. It's laying there lifeless on his bed.
Gilbetta has to take a minute because she hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Knowing it and seeing it, right? So she does kind of have to take a minute. And she sends up a prayer to Salune, of course.
Yeah. It's weird to see him because every time you see him, he's always so full of life.
Yeah. Even when he was literally covered with cuts and bruises in the middle of the night. Like,
Alazar carefully lays out these crystals onto the body. And then he goes into his coat and he produces a small book bound in gold with a depiction of a platinum dragon on it. He says, "This was Corvan's ritual book. He wanted me to have it when he died. I think you'll be able to make more use of it than I will."
okay. I guess I'll open the book. I don't.
He opens it up for you to a page that has a spell about restoring essence.
Ooh.
And there are a series of prayers and incantations that you can do.
Okay. Jobetta's like, shit's getting real. This is.
Okay. And he says, "Whenever you're ready to begin, I will assist you any way I can."
All right, she's going to read over it like 5 to 10 times, probably, at least.
You read over it and you think that you can do this. You have to substitute some deity names and some specific holy language to suit your specific realm of worship, but you feel like you can do this.
Then I guess I'm going to do it. She said tentatively.
All right. You begin to perform the ritual, and as you speak your prayers and say your incantations, the crystals begin to disintegrate into a kind of mist. And that mist flows out into the walls of the building. And as you can see around you while you're conducting the ritual, the crab shack begins to come alive again and restore itself to where it previously was.
As she sees all this happening, she is ritualing harder than ever. Like she's
ritualing so hard.
Right she is now, ritualing guys. So hard right now.
That is now a great meme.
And once it is completed, the crystals and the mist are gone. However,
no!
Cookie's body still remains motionless.
She's like, no, Calazar, what? Calazar! What? No!
Calazar is hanging his head. And he kind of puts a hand out on your shoulder and he says, "You did the best you could. The final scribe's hold is too strong. We need something more. But we made the crab shack come alive again. He'd be happy for that."
He's gonna be happy when I pull his ass back from the dead.
Up on my domain.
We'll keep trying.
Well, guess who's off to slay a death god?
Damn it!
I knew.
It's so close. It's nightfall now. It's getting to late at night, and it's getting to the point that everybody's going to have to go back to their rooms and maybe get some rest. Melissa,
the rooms are fixed.
They're restored.
No, can't sleep in there.
You can't do it.
Nope.
All right, Lilith, you're cornered by Melissa, and she says, "How are you holding up in all of this?"
You're muted.
There you
Hello?
go. Yeah, there you go.
Does the audio sound okay? I feel echoey.
No, you're good.
Okay. Okay. Well, a little nervous, but mostly angry. Frustrated, really. You?
I don't know what to do. William wants to stay and fight. And he's not wrong.
You can fight. But it's not your time yet. Let me tell you something, Melissa. There is no shame going somewhere place until you are strong enough to make a difference. Now, what you did before when there was injured people here, that was amazing. That was great. That's another kind of strength. There's all sorts of kind of strengths and ways you can help out here. We may need you to come and help again after the possible war, the attacks.
She kind of looks over the horizon, and you can see Black Cherry's ship still moored in the river outside. She looks over. Think she'd run?
Not sure. I'd like to give her a talk. People talk great things about her.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that myself.
You want to go together?
Why not?
Let's go in style and fly there.
Absolutely. She flexes her wings a little bit.
I click my heels.
No place like home. There's no place.
And you guys, while that conversation goes off to go happen, it's about time to go to sleep. Does anybody want to do anything before they go to sleep?
Just grabbing a blanket and going to sleep with the goblins.
All right.
Jobetta will, before she leaves Cookie's room, she's probably gonna spend some time there, and she's gonna make sure that Gentle Repose is like still cast, and that basically that he's still
preserved.
Okay.
All right.
I was gonna say, how many goblins is Guy gonna go sleep with?
All of them, probably.
None.
He's too solemn. He's not happy.
Right past all of them, leaning up against the wall, just curled up in a pathetic little heap in the corner, trying to sleep.
Those of you who do go back to the Crab Shack, you find that your rooms are restored.
Richard doesn't go to bed in his room. He doesn't go out with Guy either. He just goes to the training hall and does nothing but practice and work all night.
All right.
I'm going to once I see everything's restored, I'm going to run over and find Jobetta and
You find Gilbetta with Calazar in Cookie's room, and Cookie's body is still motionless.
And Gilbetta's just slouched on the floor, feeling like a disaster, basically.
I just come put a hand on her shoulder and tried.
She says, but maybe this will help us with Blackwind. And she like shows him the book.
What book?
And she
What language is it in? I should ask. I know what book you're talking about. What language?
It is written in Common.
Oh.
Yeah. She says, I'm gonna spend time with this and see if there's anything that can help us. It belonged to is it Corvan?
Corvan.
Corvan, that's right. She says it belonged to Corvan.
All right. Let me know what I can do. And then I'll leave. And actually, Kashano's gonna wait till he thought everything kind of died down and go to the training hall he's never been to.
Okay. You will find Richard in there, but we'll get to that in a moment. Anybody else?
Dan is gonna go see Riptide and see if he wants to come and lay in his bedroom in the crab shop.
Riptide eagerly comes and joins you.
Okay, and then Redan just sits down with the book in his lap. He's gonna try to meditate on it, but he starts just by thinking off like, Savras, I found your book just where you showed me it would be. I found someone to help me read it, but that'll be slow. This person told me to pray to you, and perhaps you would help me understand this language. Can you help me? Will you help me learn? And just keeps repeating that over and over.
All right. And that may bear fruit later. Anyone else?
Quick rewrite. I don't go sit by the wall. I go sit where I know in the ethereal plane the sisters have their house.
Okay. All
That
right.
makes more sense.
Gilbetta will probably staying in Cookie's room. She will kind of most of the night read over the book.
All right.
I'm having a hard time knowing because Penn would have been in that doing things with that mirror, but we already jumped past that. So I guess I'll say he'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, you can do some things with the mirror before you go. What did you want to do with it?
Well, with the mirror specifically, before I go what I needed to do in my room, I would have done two things. One, when you look in the mirror initially, does it show a reflection?
Yes.
So that's where we'll begin, because that is one question Penn has been wanting answers to. Is Penn is going to look into the mirror, look at himself, and this, I don't know what did Redan do to activate it, because essentially I'm wanting to look at myself and see what it knows about me and what my past was.
You learned from Redan that in order to activate it, you hold the mirror, look into it, and think about what you want to learn about.
Okay.
Picture the person or thing that you want to know the history of.
So I'm going to hold the mirror and look at myself in the reflection and think, I'm going to say two phrases. I'm going to say, who am I? Who was I?
You see everything you have done up until this point in rewind. Until you reach the point that you don't remember anymore. And then that starts to shimmer away to black. And then from the blackness, a green eye opens up. And then the image fades away.
I'm so happy I brought you there.
Yeah, Penn's gonna be like, yeah, I've got to come talk to you next. But before that, I'm going to pull Handy out and hold up the mirror and be like, and just kind of imagining the hand, because I don't know what the person it was attached to looked like. So I'm just going to think of Handy and all that I know of Handy and be like, Handy, and look into the mirror.
You see the hand in the cage at the laboratory. You see a group of scientists going into what looks like an ancient necropolis and finding this hand in a pile of rubble in a corner, and it immediately attacks both the scientists before they're able to capture it. And before that, as it goes back, you see the necropolis as it originally was, and you see a powerful necromancer fighting a party of adventurers. And then nothing.
I'm going to look at Handy and just be like, that's who you were.
It's a hand, dude.
Does it talk or
I thought it could at least up and down.
I was waiting for, and then you hurl it as far as you can and try never to think of it again.
Oh, hell no. If anything, I'm doubling down.
I'm even more intrigued.
10,000 years, and you're like, oh, okay, that's even better.
That's an approach to take.
I'm just going to be like, I guess we're in the same boat because you don't remember either. And so I'm going to put him back under my hat, and I'm guessing that took all afternoon, so I'm going to head up to my room to meditate and try to contact my god, but we can do that after other people if they want to jump.
All right. So is anyone else doing anything before bed? No? All right. So Lilith, you end up going with Melissa to go see Black Cherry. As you guys fly up to her ship, Black Cherry is on the deck of the ship, surrounded by her crew members. And they lunge at her one at a time, and she deflects their attacks and just drops them to the ground over and over again. And after she has dispatched all of them, she yells at them to get up again and say, "Do it again."
Training montage.
And you can feel the anger in her strikes, and she's just wrecking these dudes to the point that every time it resets, there's an amount of hesitation in all of them.
Amazing.
So, yeah, it looks like she's upset.
Don't blame her. Looks like the rumors are true. I look at Melissa.
She's kind of floating there. Yeah, wow.
Before we go down and speak with her when she's available, I want to tell you a secret.
Sure.
Melissa, like I said, don't be ashamed when you have to go when you're not ready.
Okay.
I did that. I was weak for a very long time and I ran.
But you're not anymore.
I think I'm ready now.
And let's go talk to this lady and see what she can teach us.
Yes, let's.
All right. So you guys go down and have a training montage. Key 3, I understand you have to go right away. I'm going to just do one thing. Key 3, before you go to your room, as you go up to your room, Pt1 is waiting for you up there.
Hi.
And he says, "Miss Tea Leaf,
Yes.
do you understand why those other machines are not like me?"
No, not entirely. I mean, I know how they're not like you, but not why.
Well, I wanted to show you something. And his chest opens up and shows that apparatus that you had poured some, and it's smoldering with this warm, familiar flame of yours. And he says, "I can feel it all the time. This is a connection to whatever gives you your power. This was given willingly. This is what allows me to live and be who I am. And it has to be given willingly with good intent for this to happen. So I don't think these other creatures can be created for malice, for one. And for two, I wanted to thank you for restoring me to life.
It's my pleasure. Very happy that you're back.
And he puts a hand on your shoulder, and his eyes change to glowing embers. And he says, "Seek the horizon, little one. It's time we met." And then it fades. I'm sorry. What was I doing?
Just helping point me in the right direction.
Ah. Well, thank you again, Miss Tea Leaf. Have a pleasant sleep. And his chest closes up and he walks off.
I'm going to try and get to bed early to wake up before the sunrise.
Excellent. So everybody has their little nap. As morning rises, and what's up, Kachan?
I was going to the training hall.
Oh yeah, right. You went to the training hall to see
And I
Richard.
was
Right.
gonna meditate.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And you guys were meditating. I was going to go through that as you guys were going to eventually get to that, but go ahead.
Wasn't expecting Richard there.
Yeah, you get there. So Richard, you're training, and Kashano comes in the back.
What's he doing when I come up on there?
There are two broken dummies in the corner as I keep switching my pact weapon from blade of grass, giant blade of grass, just a giant large staff, club, everything that I can pretty much do. Any weapon that you could pretty much imagine me possibly knowing what it is.
As I come up on him, so I didn't think anyone else would be here at this hour.
Can't sleep.
Yeah, neither can I. Was kind of hoping to have some time to myself. I'll find somewhere else though.
You can stay. There's very little light. You can stay, you can leave. It's up to you. You won't disturb me in the slightest.
All right. And I'm going to go to like the far end of, and this is the first time I've really been in the training hall, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to the farthest end away from him and pull out the dark blade and just kind of like give it a spin. Be like, should probably get back into the swing of things.
All right.
And take a swing at the training dummy. But then, like after the first swing, do these things fight back?
No, the training dummies do not fight back.
Okay, good. No, after the first swing, just kind of like getting the feel for it, and then starts hacking back, and then just goes into, like slowly slips into just all out emotional rage, just letting it all burst forth, just hacking this thing to pieces. Get to a point, fucking throw the sword at it, start throwing daggers at it, just unleashing, having the emotional meltdown.
All right.
Richard is gonna walk up, gonna stop you, and then kind of do something that's very unnatural for him and give you a bit of a hug.
Aww.
Aww. Between me hugging Kashano and then now this.
You got to get it out somewhere, right? Like I feel like I've got to hold it down. You know?
Yeah.
This is a beautiful moment.
Why do you think I explode all the time?
No. I'm looking at the little chat thing.
No.
Dan is ready.
All right.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we'll just pack it up and head back to the room.
Okay.
Understanding a little bit more about Richard.
Absolutely.
Richard keeps going, eventually leaving his sword inside the head of a dummy. He kind of sits against a wall, exhausted, and sleeps for like 30 minutes before going at it again.
All right. So we will have the fruits of Penn's meditation and the training montage that Lilith goes through with Melissa and Black Cherry on the next episode. But right now, we are going to settle into a little bit of a cutscene out on a coast. The Thane of the Ice Giants, the Emperor of the Fire Giants, and the Hill Giant Queen gather. The Hill Giant Queen is flanked by another, only slightly smaller, rotund female hill giant with two familiar hill giant sons. And they are looking around waiting for somebody to show up. And a stone giant emerges from a cave. He is pulled on a chariot by a purple worm, and a chariot made of forged steel with all manner of components and contraptions attached to it. He addresses everyone and says, "My brethren, the time has come for us to rise up against the cloud giants in their floating castles, against all of the others that look down on us. We are not here to do their dirty work anymore. And I, Feldspar Geolord, will be your new emperor." And the fire giant emperor he's the first one to say, "Who are you to stand against them? You're half pint even by stone giant standards. Your group of philosophers and painters is going to rise up? Please." And as he starts to walk off, Feldspar pulls some levers, and this enormous cannon rises up from his chariot and fires on the fire giant, and knocking him to his feet and turning his armor into shattered pieces across the ground. He says, "With new ideas is how we'll win. Do I have any other questions?" And setting back from the scene, there is a well-dressed in red human with two rapiers peeking over the mountains watching this unfold. And a shadowy hand taps him on the shoulder. "Hey, Phoenix, long time no see." And that's where we'll end.
Damn you, pup.
Nice.
Oh snap!
Man, what a 4 hours! Holy shit!
Wow, that's all I can say.
I am emotionally distraught. Not even just feel better. Me.
Well, get Trot.
I was
Yes, draw it yourself.
I was watching your face, and I could tell you thought it was going to work, and I just
Yeah.
don't get your hopes up. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna get me back.
I was like, there's no way it's that
It's
easy.
not that simple. And I remember recalling in another episode, it's just like there's possible missing pieces and stuff like that. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
Well, it was a long shot, but it was such a beautiful long shot, and everybody wanted it to work so badly. It was just like, no, we can do it. Everything's gonna be fine.
Getting Cookie back into a horrible little reminder of his death. That was it.
No, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, though, is that Gilberto would have been like, the fact that Calazar was like, this might work, was what made Gilberto be like, well, if Calazar is saying,
Well, he wants to believe more than anyone. Like
yeah,
That's his best friend, right?
like keep in mind what Calazar has been through in the last few days.
Yeah.
Is he was recaptured by his people. He killed his mom. He saw his best friend die, and his old best friend who killed his other best friend come back to
Yeah.
Mostly
I
killed
think
his
he
mom.
feels
Yeah.
guilty. Calazar's got him hands down on the guilt.
And Squishy died.
Yeah, and Squishy died.
Yeah.
Gilberto doesn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't tell you
Okay,
guys yet.
here's the important. Okay, sorry, that sounds horrible, but here's a important question, unimportant question, if you will. Component pouch, like the super mystical, magical component pouch that was in him. Was it in the jar at least? I hate to be that. I hate to be that guy.
You probably should have looked for it when you were.
What you're really asking is
That's
it
a question that
like
has to be
fucking
checked
chopping
on
up the
in game.
body of Mr.
I
Squishy?
am not gonna give you that out of character. You need to check on that shit in game if you
You
want.
have to walk up to Calazar.
You're like, can I dig through a corpse of your friend?
I forgot to loot
Your friend, the gelatinous cube. All right, so thanks again for everyone for joining us for this big crossover episode. Some of our folks have to get going and real quickly here. Remember to follow us on Facebook, follow us on this Twitch channel if you want to keep up on what we're doing. We're going to continue this crossover episode tomorrow. Unfortunately, Gibetta won't be able to join us, but I think everybody else will be. And from there, we're also going to be doing a giveaway once we reach 200 followers, which I think we're like 1 or 2 away now.
Well, at this precise moment, we're 1 away. You know, it can always fluctuate. So, you know,
we'll check on it tomorrow.
So tell a friend, see if they want to join in on the
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. If we get to 200 followers tomorrow, it'll be the next stream that we do the giveaway on.
yeah, basically, if we manage to hit it sometime between tonight and tomorrow, it'll be next Sunday. We'll do the giveaway.
All right. So that's what we've got going on. Be sure to check out our channel and our Facebook page, our Twitter, and our Discord if you want to keep track of everything that's going. And all these great people here, all content creators. I recommend you check out everything that they do. It's all up in the description there. And until next time, guys, class dismissed.